and I click on people's, things and bring them up on screen and we have conversations. That's not going to change. But if you would like to get your voice heard or whatever, there is other ways. You can do TTS Monster. The link is in the pinned comment up above. Make it easier for people. If you guys want to use it, you can. It's not mandatory in any way, shape, or form. What's going on, chat? What's going on, Travis? What's going on, Eclipse? Water Bear, All Turn, Sarge, good morning. Who am I missing? Roic, good morning. Wonder Rose, good morning. Let's see who else is here. We got Travis. Jesse Mack, good morning. Scrolling down. Kylo, what's going on? And Botrix, which is always late. Always late. Since you guys are starting to talk about Arc Raiders already in the show, let's continue talking about Arc Raiders. Okay. So Arc Raiders, we've been discussing about PvP, PvE, even though Altern says he's done talking about it. We've talked about it so much time. We're going to talk about it some more. All right. Because that's what we do here. We talk about news stories that are, relevant right now. Okay. So we were discussing before the game came out, because after the alpha and beta and stuff like that, we were like, hey, people want a PvE. People are like, it's not a PvE game. It's a PvE game. And so much so. But the core experience of this game was built on a PvE. Then they added PvP on top of it. And now we have them come out and say that there is a aggressive base matchmaking, which supposedly wasn't in the game before this season that started, right? The second season that started. Now they've admitted that they've put a player aggressive system in it, so you can play, which we've talked about in the past about if there is a PvE. We didn't know if it was true or not. I said, what's the harm in it? Because PvE, if they want to play PvE, let them play PvE. If they want to play PvP, but the people that are playing PvP are upset that there's a way to get into PvE, right? But because the PvP guys want a leaderboard, okay? Well, Embark says this game isn't about shooting other players, because again, the base of this game was a PvE game, but they by their own words, they said it was just kind of boring, so they added PvP on top of it, but they also don't want to swing it the completely opposite direction, right? So now, just look at this title. Again, we haven't read the article yet. People are like, well, this is a PvP VE game, not a PvE PV game, right? So they said, this is the way it is, so suck it up, Buttercup. But yet the company has come out and said this game isn't about shooting other players, right? It's unlikely to get a PvP leaderboard because the devs don't necessarily want to foster that kind of gameplay. So if you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member. It says you can't have murder leaderboards without murder competition. Okay, PvP discourse is likely consist of Arc Raiders conversation for years to come. But while more antagonist raiders amongst us might wish more acknowledgement, of a dark deeds, it doesn't sound like Embark will be prioritizing additional PvP systems anytime soon. Now, this obviously could change, right? It could obviously change, because if that's what it sways towards, then that's what it'll be. In a recent interview with GamesBeat, Embark Studio CEO Patrick Soderlund said features like player kill leaderboards and nemesis systems would place too much emphasis on the PvP. Now, again, this is from the leaders of the actual game, that the players said that this is a PvP game, even though it was a PvE game, and then they put PvP on top of it, so it's a balance of PvE, PvP. They don't want it to be a PvP game, straight up PvP. They also don't want it to be a straight up PvE game. So the people screaming from the rooftops saying this is a PvP game, according to them, it's not a PvP game, and they don't want it to be swayed towards just PvP. One of the beauties of this game is the fact that we don't have those leaderboards and it's not competitive. We don't necessarily want to foster a kind of gameplay, Soderlund said. The game isn't about shooting other players. You could do that if you want to, but the ethos of the game has never been to go and shoot players. Now, this is in my opinion, that is a big, from the hilltop saying, even though the player base says this is a PvP game, suck it up, Buttercup, they actually said It's not a PvP game. You can do it if you want. You can also play PvE if you want. So all these people getting upset if there's PvE in the game, even the developers, from their standpoint from the very beginning, it was a PvE game at the base, but it was just a little boring. You could play PvE, you could play PvP, and that is why the game works really well. Instead of PvP as something that Embark wants to a point, Sorlin said, because it's part of that we used to craft tension. Knowing that there are players out there pursuing their own goals and interests, which may or may not include murder, makes Arc Raiders feel more unpredictable and vibrant. Sorlin said that Arc Raiders' early PvE incarnations was quite fun, but it really came alive thanks to the subtle ways of signaling, okay? Embark was able to play it once other Raiders were also added into the mix. It says, quote, "You hear them shooting. Audio is very important a part of this game," and it wasn't even nominated because it was really good audio design. You're here encounters of Arc and other players. You see Raider flares that go as they go down, Sarlin said. At one point, I came back after a playtest, and the flares were gone. It just said, bring them back. They're such an iconic part of the game, and there's a signal to other players that action is happening somewhere. It makes it feel populated in an important way. This is... I keep making the comparisons, and I will keep making the comparisons. This game reminds me a lot of what Sea of Thieves has done. Sea of Thieves had this really cool effect. When you're in the ocean, and you're on your pirate ship, and all of a sudden, this is before all the updates. This is when a game just came out, okay? It is a extraction. You had to go get the gear, get your loot, and then get back to a base before someone else took it from you from PvP, okay? You would look in the distance and see that ship in the distance, and you're like, oh my God, they're coming for me. Even though they're not, right? They could be, but just seeing that pirate ship in the distance, you were like, holy Christ, your heart rate would go, are they coming after me? Are they going to take my stuff, right? That's the same effect that the flare does in this game, right? You're running around the board, and all of a sudden you hear, and you see that flare go up in the air, and you're like, holy Christ, there's another human being on this, and they're murdering people, right? And you're like, could they find me? And that's what keeps you, it gets your heart rate going, right? And it's a really cool experience. That's why this game is the way it is. Not because it's all PvP, not because it's all PvE. It's because of, in the distance, you see something happening, and it could affect you in some way, shape, or form. Okay? It says, I can see why Embark would hesitate to add a player kill leaderboard because it would act as a different kind of signal. A leaderboard emphasizes activity just as by existing. You don't present something as worth competing over it if you don't want people to care about it. He says, I'd be putting thumb on the scale of a delicate balance. And they won't PvP tension as it would Nemesis and Bounty System. Look what happened last night when I was just on Red Dead Redemption. Minding my own business, no leaderboard, no nothing. And yet guys were just killing me over and over and over and over and over just because it was fun, right? That's sort of like what people, if you want to do that, cool, right? But they don't want that to be the thing. If they put a leaderboard, it's like, kill 10 people. Now, there are daily quests and stuff like that that says make damage with shotgun or kill or knock down somebody. There are things that promote you to do PvP in the game, okay? Now, for the foreseeable future, it seems like PvP-minded raiders will have to continue seeking violence as their own reward, given that they're already being lumped together by Arc Raiders' aggression-based matchmaking. However, they shouldn't have any trouble finding it, okay? There's still a reward if you do PvP. The reward is picking up other people's shit and taking it. You know what I mean? So I don't think you need to give another reward for people that are playing PvP. They'd be like, oh, I want to see if I killed the most people on the thing, because that would bring it up to a different level, in my opinion. Okay? One of the things, and I actually watched the video yesterday. Let me bring it up. We're going to watch this video. Let me see if I can find it in my history. I watched the video yesterday talking about the PvP, PvE type of stuff. Okay. This is it.
Aggression.
Okay. Let me add this to our, to the description down below. We've watched this gentleman on the channel before. I don't know if he's a New Zealander or if he's a Australian. Apologies, I'm not too sure. But he talks about the matchmaking. We're not going to watch the entire video, but we're going to talk about what the PvP, PvE, and now that they've said it out loud, now that there's people that know that the aggression-based matchmaking is an actual thing inside the game, it's kind of put people at ease. Because if you don't shoot anybody, then you'll get put into the PvE world, okay? And if you do shoot someone, we watched a video from another person last week talking about there's the sus lobby, there's the PvP lobby, and then there's, well, now people have done testing, okay? So here we go.
Base matchmaking has been confirmed in Arc Raiders. I'll play you the clip from the CEO in a moment. If you've already seen it though, you can skip ahead. Overall, I think this is a fantastic system that they should have kept secret. Why? Because you can easily manipulate the lobby you are in. This is what a friendly lobby looks like.
I agree with this, by the way. I agree with him saying they should have kept it secret, right? The speculation of, is there an aggressive-based matchmaking, I think was very interesting, right? But I think the reason they came out with it is because they were afraid that they would start losing people if there wasn't a PvE. Because if they said they were not adding a PvE mode, okay, they might have started losing people. But now that people said, hey, wait a minute, you're telling me I can play the game and I can get into a PvE lobby and everyone will leave me alone?
Can I tell you something? I'm not friendly!
Look at this.
Don't shoot.
Oh yeah, you want some of this?
Like he's not shooting him.
You want
he's
some
just
of this?
he's just shooting the gun. He's in a friendly lobby and he's shooting, but he's not shooting people.
Why is this bad? Well, more devious players will use this as a way to get easy loot, targeting those friendly.
Sure, but that's like one every like 6 matches, right? I don't know how long it takes to get back in the friendly lobby, but it also doesn't take one match to get you in a PvP lobby. According to people's testing, it's friendly PvE, the sus, and then there's the PvP, straight up PvP.
Guys, bro, who does your hair?
Yeah, look at this. It's a pretty fresh cut.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Did you pay much for it?
Oh, it cost a bit. All right, it cost a bit.
Yeah, apocalyptic. You have to give him fucking a. No, my God, Jugs! What? Why?
You didn't like my hairstyle, man.
Regardless, the cat's out of the bag now, and if you've accidentally stumbled into the PvP lobbies, you need to know how.
No, yeah, but the difference, Sarge, is that it would have been speculating the entire time. Even if they figured it out 100%, it would still be a speculation. Instead of now they know it's 100% real. But it's 100% real now because that's when Arc Raiders Embark threw it in the game, actual aggression this season. It wasn't there the season before.
How to get back to the lobbies you enjoy. So how many matches does it take of being naughty or nice to influence your matchmaking? Can you shoot someone in self-defense? Does teams impact solos? These are the questions I had. I did this over a 7-hour stream. However, be aware that just because you're in a
there's a lot of variables,
friendly
right?
lobby doesn't mean people won't shoot you. There are lots of reasons why someone may act different from the lobby they've been put into. It could be a PvP player has been just grinding resources and leveling their workbenches,
right?
And then all of a sudden decides to go back to their...
I think what'll happen right now, because it's a new season and people are farming stuff to try to get their levels up and whatnot, it's going to be more PvP players in the PvE lobbies. So if you're a PvE player right now in the first couple of weeks of the season, you probably will get killed more than you would at the end of the season, because the people that have their stuff done, okay, will then get bored and they'll go do PvP, right? And then later in the season, those people that were in PvE will probably be left alone because these people will now go against other PvPers. At least that's the way I take it. Now, it could happen the opposite effect, obviously, where they get bored and they're like, you know what, I'm not going to kill anybody, and then go murder a whole lobby in the PvE, and that's how you can manipulate stuff.
PvP ways. It could be that someone's a little bit desperate for materials like Leaper cores, and they're opportunistic and they shoot you in the back. It could be someone has intentionally got into your lobby and is there to farm you.
100%, which we talked about in the past, and we gave examples of what Summit used to do in Sea of Thieves, right? Sea of Thieves, they used to find people that got into their own lobby, invite other people into a PvE lobby that they made, but then they would get infiltrated by a PvP player, and then they would get shit on. Because they figured out a way, and they figured out a way to get in there to ruin their fun.
With all that said, I am fairly, almost positively confident in these results. Over 7 hours, there were some very obvious patterns forming. The results are very straightforward, but it did take the entire 7 hours of doing this. And I also had multiple other people. One guy did this for like 9 hours, who was also giving me their data and like confirming what I was thinking as well.
Yeah, he definitely didn't like his haircut.
I did all this testing on damn Battlegrounds and Buried City with no modifiers on, but then I did confirm my results in Stella Montis. For example, once I thought I was in a friendly lobby, I would go into Stella Montis and see if everyone was chill. I was pretty confident I was in a friendly lobby if nobody was shooting at me in Stella Montis. Right, so here is the full clip of what actually was said by the CEO during the interview with GamesBeat. You can skip it if you've already seen it, and then I'll get to my results. This is by GamesBeat. They had an interview where they actually played the game with the CEO, and this is the clip of it. It goes for a little bit, it's a little bit long, but it's worth listening to. Okay, you ready?
It's on you, yeah, because we don't have, it's very rare that you'll bump into a solo player when when we play trios. It's something has happened to him. Don't know what, but something's happened to him.
No, I didn't know that. That's how you matchmake.
Yeah, we matchmake. Obviously, first it's skill based, of course. Then you have solos, duos, and trios, and then we also, since a week ago or so, we introduced a system where we also matchmake based on how prone you are.
See what you just said there? A week ago, we implemented it. So during the new season is when they implemented the aggressive base matchmaking. But he also said that the skill is first, then it's solo, duos, or trios. So that means they're all separate. So if you're a solo player and you're friendly, you'll be in that solo friendly. But if you're a duo and you go kill people, that's not going to affect your solo play. So if you're in duos and you like to kill people, that's your duo lobby. Okay, you'll be in the PvP, sus lobby type of stuff. And then if you go back to your solo play, you'll be back in the friendly lobby.
Or to watch back.
Friendly.
Friendly. Don't shoot.
Okay.
Yeah, these are the...
Coming down.
So those are the...
Ruined parish.
No, they are... we also matchmake now based on how prone you are to PvP or PvE.
Now, remember I kind of speculated a little bit when we were playing in the beta before the game came out, and they kept asking, did you like your PvP experience or did you like your PvE experience? And you answer or you skipped it or whatever. At that point, I was like, they're fishing to see if people want a PvE type of thing. And I think they did a smart move here where if you want to play PvE, but there's still that chance that someone might come into your PvE lobby and just take you out, which always still keeps you on your toes. So you might feel comfortable, and there might be that one match where you get killed, okay? Or 2 matches where you might get killed. And then you might go 3-4 matches where no one touches you at all, okay? We actually kind of proved this when we did our, Speranza delivery service, which is like week 2? We were just running around and no one shot me. No one tried to kill me, okay? And I was a solo lobby, and this is before the aggressive base matchmaking was even thought of, right? This was before they said that they didn't want to do PvE and people were complaining about this stuff. This is just me going into the world, running around, and no one touched me. Was I lucky? Maybe, but we literally did what, a 4.5 hour stream, and nobody touched me. Nobody shot me. Not even the one guy that murdered the person next to me never touched me.
Mm-hmm.
So if your preference is to do PvE and you know, have less conflict with players, then
you get matched up with that.
You'll get more matched up. Obviously, it's not a.
All right, hold on a second. What did you say there?
And you know, have less conflict with players.
You get matched up with that.
You'll get more matched up.
More matched
Obviously,
up.
It's not a full science. I mean, sometimes.
That's nice. I mean, I did have someone ask me, like, is there aggression-based matchmaking?
See, and I think this is a perfect way to deal with this. Perfect way to deal with this. Because if the person wants to play PvE, they should be able to. And the person that wants to play PvP should be able to. I was talking about this last night in Red Dead Redemption. I said one of the worst parts about Red Dead Redemption is if I don't want PvP, but I want to play online, I have no choice. If someone shoots me, it is what it is. And I have to shoot them, and there's like this loop that keeps going on. Because if they kill me, I spawn right next to them again. They want me to kill them, and so on and so forth. And it goes back and forth, right? And I said that's the worst part about Red Dead Redemption, where people would stop, make their own private lobby, go in, sort of like what they do in Grand Theft Auto 5 online, right? If they don't want to be bothered by people killing them, they have a choice of making their own private lobby, going in, completing the online type of stuff, okay? This is, you have a choice that if you don't want to shoot anybody, then you get put into this nicer lobby. You still get to enjoy the game. You still get to play the game, okay? You're not affecting anybody else. You're doing your thing. They're doing their thing. But if you want to switch, if you want to change and you're kind of bored and you're like, you know what, I want to start killing people now, then you could kill the people in that lobby, which will get you sent into the second tier of, well, kind of a sus lobby, right? And then if you want to continue going forward, you can keep killing people, keep engaging with people, and then you get tossed in the PvP lobby.
And that sounds like that's it.
And that's exactly what it is.
Okay.
So we did that, and we, you know, a game like this will always.
That's exactly what it is. Aggression-based matchmaking. Now, they did say they only did this like a couple weeks ago, and apparently this interview was just before the Cold Snap release.
Yeah.
I felt like it's been in the game a little bit longer.
I agree. It felt like it was before, but it was really talked about real easy, like a lot, about 3 weeks before the actual, I would say about halfway through season 1.
I've had very friendly lobbies for a very long time, always chatting to people. But according to the CEO, it was relatively newly introduced, and it seems like it was a response to a lot of the PvE conversation that people wanted, you know, PvE lobbies. Okay, here are my results. I feel like there are 3 distinct lobbies. The first type of lobby is the PvE lobby, the very friendly lobby. These people are definitely not shooting you on sight. They're usually pretty chatty and actually quite oblivious to other players. They'll most of the time are going to ignore you if they're not talking.
Right, so the friendly PvE lobby, you're probably about, I would say 80-85% of the people in there will be nice, and you're going to have a filter about 15%, 10% of people that are coming from other lobbies that once they want to leave PvE, guess what? They have to kill people to get into the other lobbies. So that's why I'm saying about 85%.
Talking to you.
Again, I'm just making up numbers, but I feel like the people that are in PvE, once you want to leave that lobby, you're going to have to murder people to get into the next 2 tiers.
Ah, shit. Me baby's crying. Can someone just watch out? I'm stacked with loot.
Yeah, I'm stacked with loot. Hold on, I gotta get my baby.
You've got to be kidding me. You've just...
This guy's like, yeah, he's going away to get his baby. There's no way I'm gonna attack this guy.
You've got to be fucking kidding me. You've got to be shitting me.
What a great test, though.
He's thinking about it.
Oh. He didn't touch him.
The
He didn't
second
touch
type
him.
of lobby is quite mixed. It is truly a reflection of PvEVP or PvPvE, and I actually coined this lobby the paranoid type.
The
because
paranoid?
people
The other guy said sus, right? This guy says paranoid. I think they're both
are
good.
very jittery. They're usually not on microphones. They don't shoot you on sight, but they have their gun.
Right. These people are they've shot back. They've fought people back in defense of themselves, but they've been sent to the other lobby, right? So they got their gun out, but they don't make the first move.
Unraised, and you just need to give them a reason. Hello?
Look, he puts his gun away. Look.
I'm very nervous. Very nervous boy. What's going on, bro?
Look, he's got.
What's going on?
He doesn't have his gun out. The other guy's like, make a move. Make a move. You just blink at me and I'm going to wipe you out. What's going on, Bat?
Have you been hurt in the past? Shit, I'll see if I got some loot for you. Hold on a second. Nah, don't. I've got nothing.
This guy, I had a friend named Evan that this guy reminds me of. This guy just seems like a really, really good guy.
Nothing for you. You want me to move on? Smoke it down!
I mean, I guess I still have a friend named Evan. He reminds me of him.
If they're not the paranoid type in this lobby, this guy that I kind of like mini interviewed gave a perfect summary of people in this lobby. What
You know
about
what I mean for like matching?
what about you, cowboy? You've been fucking shooting or what?
Well, if they shoot me, I'll defend myself. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
But
that's what I'm trying to
I won't
work
go out
out.
of my way to fucking waste anyone. I won't go out of my way to waste anybody for no reason.
The third type of lobby I encountered is
Straight up death. Straight up death. The third lobby is just shoot without any ask questions, because I've been in part of these.
really the PvP lobby, and this was shoot on sight.
100%.
Every single
Shoot on sight.
time. No comms.
You see a person, you shoot them.
No communication. Maybe they should talk you a tiny bit after they've killed you, but like just immediately blasting you. Ah! Why would you do that? Ah!
Like, this guy is
Oh,
just...
got me. What about zigzag? What about zigzag? What about zigzag? Missed. You missed.
Ring around the
Missed
rosy.
me. Ah! Full roll. You're doing well. Keep going. You've almost got me.
He's not even trying to shoot back.
You've almost got me, brother. That's it. Where?
Yeah. The other guy who's been shooting this entire time says don't shoot.
Good one. Try the whole don't shoot. Oh, congratulations. You are complete fucking trash. Okay, so the next question is, how do you progress between these lobbies? One of the first things I wanted to test was, can you shoot someone in self-defense?
According to the other gentleman, it doesn't matter if you do it in defense or not. If you do damage to somebody else, you're getting points towards going to the next lobby.
That's it. You're gonna get it. He needs to shoot me now. That was my snitch. My pet snitch. I just gotta get him to shoot me. You want some of this? You like that?
I love how he's shooting a shotgun from the distance. Okay, so he did some damage.
If you shoot someone in self-defense, the damage does count. It doesn't matter that they shot first and you retaliated. It will put you one bracket up into the next lobby. So
right. So if you shoot someone, do damage, knock them, whatever, you're getting points towards the next. At least this is what people are trying to figure out, right?
Any damage, DMG, any damage to players would start moving you.
Moving you up. Okay.
Lobby. You don't go straight to the shoot on site, but I did find once you shot someone, did any damage to players, you ended up in the second type of lobby, the paranoid type. I also did another test where I downed a player, didn't finish them off, so I did enough damage to down them, didn't knock them out though. That also placed me in the paranoid.
You have to think about how complicated this is, right? Because if it is a progression type of scale, you know, like if you're doing like working towards a faction type of thing in a video game, like you gotta do like 10 quests or something like that to max it out to get to that next level type of thing. But if you're calm and you don't shoot, it starts to slowly go back down. So this is pretty interesting if this is working. And I think it's genius because again, you get to pick what server you want to be in. If you don't want to be in a sus or paranoid, just never shoot. You'll most likely be in the PvE friendly
lobby. So ×1 downed player. Now, there is though, and does very much seems like there is a threshold where you could skip over the second type of lobby and go straight into PvP if you do enough damage.
Right, if you do enough damage.
Went into a match, I downed 3.
It's going to be very hard for people to figure this out as far as how much damage you have to do to move past, because there's not a dedicated, like, this lobby, right? It's like this rolling type of lobby that you're going in, and you just don't know how much points it takes to get into that lobby.
3 players and did damage to a third, and then my very next game, it was a PvP nightmare. Everyone was shooting on site. There was no comms, like it was straight into the PvP server. Very different feeling than the paranoid.
I wonder if this is really working in a trios, because if let's say that we have trios and we're going in, we get killed like 4 matches, 5 matches in a row. I wonder if it puts us in a PvE friendly 3-man lobby, and then you can just run amok inside there because you can get so much more gear, trade with people and whatnot in the game.
Server where people were just sort of scurrying around. So that was 2 down players and more damage on another player. So I do feel like there is a threshold, and you can completely
so 2 down players shoot you up
and go straight into PvP if you go in with a lot of violence. Right, so if you end up in the PvP lobby and you don't want to be there, or you've got stuff to do and quests to do and you kind of want to be left alone, how do you get back to the PvE friendly?
It's got to be like 5 or 6 games, right?
Guys. Now, this is why this took so long to do, because to get back, you have to do 3 to 4 friendly games.
Meaning never ever shoot your gun basically at another person.
All right, to move your way back. Now, the other people that were doing this with me also confirmed like around 3 to 4 friendly games kind of felt right. Once again, you can't be 100% certain because someone might shoot you, right? Someone might be opportunistic in that time.
Sure.
You don't know which lobby you're in, but it definitely felt once you get to like that 4th game, things starting to really start to feel friendly. So during those games, you're not allowed to do any damage to any other player. Anything that would cause damage to players, you just leave them alone. It's hard to determine if you get like a point system for being friendly. Like,
there's got to be some sort of scale, right? So I would assume that everyone starts in the sus paranoid lobby when you start the season. And based on, again, this is just my thought process. And based on, so now everyone's in that lobby of paranoia. So they're determining if I shoot you and you shoot back, then you're going to stay there or move up to the PvP. But if I shoot you and you don't shoot and you start to move towards this, right? Then the next match, so on and so forth. If the next match you shoot someone, you go back into the paranoid lobby. So I think majority of the population's in this middle category, okay? In this middle category where they'll shoot you, sometimes they won't shoot you, they go back and forth, they're stuck in this lobby. I think a very few amount of people are in the PvE lobby. Because at some point, they're going to shoot, and they're going to get a defensive, shoot back, because they might have something on them that they want to keep.
Reviving people or healing people. I would assume the things at the end screen probably do count because they're some of the stats that they're keeping track of, but I can't really be for certain. All I can tell you is I just played 3 to 4 very average games. I didn't shoot any other place. I talked to people when I could. I said don't shoot when I could, but I didn't go out of my way to do anything special.
I don't think the vocals of don't shoot has anything to do with it. Obviously, because people would just spam it. Don't shoot, don't shoot, don't shoot. And if you don't shoot, it doesn't. I don't think it gives you bonus points. You know what I mean? To go to the friendly lobby.
And by the 4th, the 5th game, I felt like I was back in the friend zone. The easy thing to do is just run free kits. Try to get some quests done, run free kits.
Mr. G says, the guy said that you can use your tendencies in how you play. Not only a number, you would assume.
Talk to people when you can, but you're not really risking anything until you start getting back to the friend zone. So people start talking again and just kind of like running around without any concern for any PvP, then you kind of know you've made it back to the friendly zone.
I think the net loss, if you're in a PvE lobby and you just want to run around, even if there's that 1 or 2 games that you get killed by somebody that's trying to leave the PvE lobby and you lose the stuff on you, it's net positive that you still ran around like 3 matches, 4 matches with a bunch of stuff on you. You know what I mean?
You can also do what I do and just run into Stellamontis and you'll know straight away if you're kind of in the friendly lobbies again. Right, what about teams versus solos? So I was
I wonder if it's per map. Hear me out. If I'm in a PvE friendly lobby but on the dam, but then I go to the new map, does it start me in the friendly lobby or does it start me in the paranoid lobby for that map? Do you know what I mean? That would be interesting because then they could manipulate you as a company that every map that you go on, so let's say you switch maps, keep switching maps, it like resets to the paranoid lobby, so you have to play the game for like 30 or 40 minutes or whatever to reset that one to get you back. Do you know what I'm saying, chat? Like, they're okay with you doing this, but the longer you play the game, the more likely it is for you to go to the friendly lobby if you're not shooting. But if you shut the game off and then turn it back on, I wonder if it saves that or if it resets you back to the sus lobby and you have to work your way back to the PvE lobby.
Truly in the friendly PvE lobbies, I went into duos. People were shooting on sight immediately, and just to give a bit of backstory here, I pretty much do all my PvP in duos and trios, so I was already like heavily specced into PvP in those teams, and people were shooting me on sight. I went back to playing solo, everyone was still friendly. I am very confident that there's no...
What he just said is that he was still friendly, but he played 7 hours, so he played a certain period of time, so it still remembers it. I wonder if it resets, though. Maybe not.
A crossover between solos and teams. I don't know about duos and trios. I have to find people that want to do trios with me and not actually shoot anyone to test it. But duos definitely, you could be PvP in duos and not impact your matchmaking in solos, which is kind of good because I like to just quest in solo and I like to PvP in duos. My personal opinion on this match...
You think it resets every season? Okay.
Making is I love it. I just wish they didn't confirm it. I think it would have kept it a bit more organic and like more natural to sort.
I kind of agree. I kind of agree that they kept it secret, but at the same time, now that people know there's a PvE type of thing, I wonder how this will sway their stats behind the scenes to see if there's more PvE guys or more PvP guys.
Players in this way, if we didn't know it existed, I 100% would have. Well, I did. I told people, you're crazy. This is not a thing. I've never seen this in any other game. There's no way this is a thing. Like, it is quite a unique matchmaking system for an extraction shooter.
Yeah.
So I did not believe it at first.
It 100% makes sense. I said it weeks ago. If it is a thing, it's smart on the business side because you get the biggest player base that comes in. They know that if I don't want to play PvP, you can come in and play this game. You can play it PvE. You can play it PvP. You can play it however you want to play the game. And that is what is brilliant about this. Again, Red Dead Redemption, you don't get to play how you want to play. If you happen to be in that lobby with a guy that wants to kill you, he's going to kill you over and over and over again, and you can't do anything about it. Okay? In a game like this, if you don't want to be in a lobby with people that are killing you over and over and over again, you just have to take it until you're in the PvE friendly lobby, and then you can enjoy the game.
Until it was confirmed. it does ruin it a little bit for me. It ruins the tension a little bit because before...
But if you're a person that's being ruined by the tension, then just shoot somebody. Then you'll always keep that with you. But if you don't, and this goes back to my proven point, if you're a PvP player, now that you know about this and you don't want to be bothered, you can also go to a PvE lobby, grab all your shit that you want to do, power up yourself, get all the materials that you want, get all the guns that you want, and then go to PvP, and they'll do that. Why? Because it's easier. It's easier. People will take the path of least resistance because that's smart, right? But then these same people will bitch that these people don't want to play PvP, even though they just did the exact same thing that they're doing.
I genuinely thought I was making friends, and at any moment someone could betray me. Now that I've really noticed these separate, distinct lobbies, like I just kind of run around without any concern from other players once I'm in friendly, and I just do my tasks, which is also fun, to be honest. Like it is fun. I do enjoy being in PvE friendly lobbies. It's not necessarily a bad thing, but it has taken out a little bit of the tension for me of people, that could.
So every time you come into the lobby, just shoot somebody. That'll stop the non-tension tension that you're missing.
Turn on you at any time. Friendly lobbies are really profitable, really easy, good to get your tasks done, and people are most likely going to use it for that. You will get some people that will take this information to try to abuse the matchmaking. That being said, there is some like built-in security with it, because for them to get into your lobbies, they have to be nice for 3 to 4 matches. Right? Just to get there. And then once they're naughty there and they try to target friendly players, they're going to get kicked back to the PvP. And then they've got to basically survive 3 to 4 matches in PvP hell to get back to the friendly.
Time is time. That's it. It's very smart from Embark to do this.
So, although people can use it, try target and farm friendlies, they've got to go backwards and forth a couple times to really do it. What I think would be incredibly interesting and kind of funny is if they turned it off now. I think
and see what would happen. Turn it off to see what would happen. I don't think it would change much. I think people would still do exactly the way they're playing.
It would be a really interesting social experiment, because I think the idea of aggression-based matchmaking is...
Imagine they did this. Imagine there's actually no aggression-based matchmaking, but they told you there is. So now you think if I'm friendly in the game, then I'm going to go to a friendly lobby. But nothing actually is happening. They just told you this to believe it. That would be very interesting.
It's already influenced how people play the game. And I reckon they could probably turn it off and it wouldn't change a huge amount.
I agree.
Oh, well. A like and a comment would be greatly appreciated.
I agree. Link in the description down below for his channel. Juby says, Battlefield 6 manipulates lobbies. The manipulation causes skill players to suffer the more they play. Reverse boost is Band-Aid for a few rounds. Stop noobing lobbies can only happen with skill-based matchmaking. Yeah, but that's different. That's a little bit of a different task. Why is this thing... Hold on one second. I don't know why this is... I think that's a little bit of a different system, right? Sure. Look at what Fortnite does. All games manipulate you in some way, shape, or form, right, Juby? If you haven't played Fortnite in a while or a Battle Royale in a while, and you come back, you'll probably get a win in your first match or first 3 matches. Why? Makes you feel good. And you're like, and if you win, you might come back and play more, right? And then as you keep winning, it puts you in lobbies with more people that are also winning, because then so it's this constant flow. But those are PvP games. This is a PvE game. So if you don't want to kill people, it's going to bring you back into the PvE lobby and you can still enjoy the game, right? And again, I've said this from the start. How does me enjoying PvE wreck your game? It doesn't, because it's not like we're all in the same world. It's only 18 people in the world. So very interesting, very cool. And now it's official, right? And it's official that it's a thing. Is that happening for everybody? It gets cut off? No. Why was his... Why is that cut off? No, I don't want that. Why is that cut off? Sorry, I'm trying to fix the. No. I don't know why that's cut off. Maybe it's because it was such a long thing. All right. So let's go from that to talk about Splitgate. Talked about Splitgate the other day. We'll talk about Splitgate again because Splitgate has come out and the dev hit back at criticism. Steam charts don't measure fun. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay. Splitgate devs hit back at criticism. Steam charts doesn't measure fun. Isn't this funny how at one point they used Steam charts to show how good their game is? And then now, because the game is suffering and they're not having good turnaround for this game, for the relaunch of their game that they launched, brought back into beta, then relaunched it again, that it's hurting. So Splitgate 2, which recently rebranded as Splitgate Arena Reloaded, has been having a fairly rough time or tough time of late. The game is relaunched after being pulled back to beta following a hampered, relatively disastrous summer release, but the second win has failed to generate much traction. Now, obviously, they put it back into beta because of all the feedback they got and the low numbers that they did. Okay. In recent posts on social media, Splitgate developers 1047 Games addressed the ongoing discourse around the game's lack of success, which typically relies on Steam player numbers to frame picture of games' struggles. Okay, the developers are saying, as many have before, that the Steam player numbers aren't indicative of a bigger picture. Well, if this is the case, then, and you want to make your point, then why doesn't 1047 come out and say, this is how many players we have? Just say it. If you think your game is doing so well, then show the public what your actual numbers are on console and PC. That way, you can't just use Steam. Say, these are our actual numbers. So you telling us our game's not successful, you're wrong. You're wrong that the game is successful, and here's the numbers. We can prove to you that we have more people playing this game than what's on Steam. Show it. Show us the numbers. They won't show you the numbers because there's not that many people playing the game. It says don't rely on Steam to get your consensus, okay? In recent posts on social media damning this discourse around Splitgate Arena Reload, the ability to generate any hype of the second time around, and the team said, Steam charts don't measure fun, okay? They show one number, one platform at one given moment. They don't show a full picture of what feels like the actual play. And they definitely don't capture the community and the activity helping shape what Arena Reload is becoming, including upcoming content like Arena Royale, okay? It says, over the past 6 months, we rebuilt Splitgate from the ground up, meaning we launched the game when it was unfinished, because we believe in the game. And we tried to sucker you into microtransactions. Our team and our community and 1047 team remains committed to delivering the best version of Splitgate possible. After 6 weeks, you fired multiple people in your studio because of the game was bad. Right? To our amazing community, thank you for your feedback and passion to help make Arena Reloaded better every day. And to everyone who hasn't played yet, Arena Reload is free. The gameplay and the best has ever been, and we'd love for you to jump in for the form of your own opinion. And a lot of passionate people worked very hard on it. Here's the thing. The people that look at this game and say it's fun, go play it. Play it. There'll be a time that you're playing it and going, you know what? I'd rather go play one of the other games that's out there, right? It's not about if my opinion thinks your game sucks. I don't think your game sucks in any way, shape, or form. What I do think that sucks is the way you marketed your game. What I do think that sucks is the way you abandoned your first game to move out of that one to go into this one. What I do think is sucks that you switched the engine. What I do think is sucks is the way that you marketed this entire game. What I do think is sucks is the way you put microtransactions in this game and the way you charge the amount of money that you charge for microtransactions. This is what I think sucks. Okay? I don't think your game sucks in any way, shape, or form. The game, personally, for me, is not something that I like. Okay? I liked it when I was younger. I'm an old 47-year-old man, be 48 this year, and I just don't like these types of games anymore. So I'm not playing it, not because the game sucks. I'm not playing it because I have no interest in your game. But I think other people have no interest in your game because I think there's a better game out there that didn't try to swindle them in high-priced microtransactions, right? And also was finished. They made a game and sold a game, put it out. They didn't have to retract their game, put it back in beta, rework it. After you abandon your first game and you were going to take the servers down, but then you decided to put them back up and then it's private servers. You as a company are bad at what you're doing. And I understand that you're learning and you're understanding stuff the way it is, but you've completely botched your own game. Not once, not twice, but now 3 times. So again, if the one platform that we go by looking at not very good, show us the numbers. Show us the numbers of the people that are playing your game on console and Steam and any other platform to silence the negative people for you. Because if you came out and said, this is how many people we have, sort of like what Arc Raiders just did, and told you there's 12 million people playing, 3.2 million people playing from console and PC all at the same time, that is transparency. When you do something like this, it's not transparent. It sounds like you're hiding something and you're trying to blame us. It's almost exactly when you don't like something and then someone calls you sexist, racist, or misogynistic. They're not calling you sexist, racist, or misogynistic. They're just saying the stuff that you're looking at is not real, but they won't show you the actual numbers. So for reference, here's what the Steam charts look like for Splitgate Arena Reloaded at the time of writing this. 739, 852, and 25,000 7 months ago. Okay, the statement comes months after Splitgate's sentiment plummeted around the miserable launch and marketing campaign that fell flat. Pretty spectacular way, and that was also concerns the microtransactions, the bold statement made by 1042's leadership team. And the 2 occasions layoffs were made, the further damage of the company's PR image. Even if the game paid influencers campaign came under fire, with one analyst labeling it effort tone deaf. Okay, stressing that they alienated the core audience in the pursuit of mainstream appeal. 100%. That's exactly why your game is in the actual place it's in right now. Okay. It says, have you given Splitgate Arena Reloaded a chance since the rebrand? Let us know what you're thinking about the game and Insider Gaming Discourse server. Again, the way I do stuff on this channel, I'm not giving crap about if the game is good or bad. I'm not. Have never said if the game is good or bad. Okay. What I have given criticism about is the way the company has marketed and abandoned their first game to market their second game and then tell them that because no one was playing the second game, so they had to they were gonna shut down the first game to move the player base over from the first game to play the second game because that's what they were doing. They chased the Battle Royale numbers from other companies because they were chasing the cash that Battle Royales brought in. They went against what their game was from the start, what people loved and fell in love with, to try to run after the microtransactions and the Battle Royale money, which they lost their identity, had to take it back out of launch into beta so they could rework it again so they could come out with it might be a better game. But at this point, you've already burned the bridges of the people that were already playing your game or the people that would have played your game. Make a game, sell a game. These are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, subscribe, and if you like what I do here, check out some of our other videos. Thanks for watching. Juby says the noob lobbies would not exist without the skill-based matchmaking. Matchmaking manipulation of PvP games is cause of a lot of balance problems and also have skilled players suffer. PvE, PvP games, as skill-based matchmaking, is not as suffering. Eclipse says, but they didn't know what the Call of Duty guy would do with the microtransactions 30. Right. Juby says, what made me stop playing Splitgate 2 was going back to Splitgate 1 for a few hours. I was having more fun on Splitgate than within the new game and the flat map layouts with the lack of verticality. Yeah, and they abandoned that. They abandoned what was making the game good in the first place. Ron says, has Splitgate captured the title from Concord? No, I don't think so. Again, Concord is a very specific problem. Remember, took all those years to make the game, came out, and in 13 days the game was done. This game has already been out more than 13 days, so they've already beat Concord. GB also says, in a way, the weapons felt like they did no damage and left players with 1 HP almost always. Kind of felt like something was happening to manipulate the skill out. My hands on Splitgate 2. Splitgate 1 was able to chain the portals, fly around the maps, hit one-shots like butter. Splitgate 2 noobs complaining the fun took the fun away. Kyle says, didn't Play 3 have a similar fate? Didn't Payday 3 have a similar fate? Yes. Yeah, because they didn't finish and make a game. Right? It's like feel sorry for me, right? Again, if you don't like that everyone's talking about the Steam numbers saying that the game is low, then just come out and say, no, that's not true. Yes, the player base, right? Lots of people don't play Call of Duty on Steam, right? There's lots of people that do play Call of Duty on Steam, but Call of Duty is better on console. Call of Duty is not going to come out and tell you the numbers unless they were phenomenal, okay? They stay quiet because they're lower than what they expected. Okay, but more people play Call of Duty on console than they do on PC. Now, if this is the case for Splitgate, Splitgate's not a AAA company. If they don't like what the persona is happening about Splitgate in the public because of Steam, then come out and say, here's our numbers. Show the numbers, but I'll tell you what. I guarantee you the numbers are not very impressive. Even though there's people playing Splitgate 2 on consoles, it's probably not much better than what's happening here. So let's just say times it by 3, right? You look at these numbers. Let's times it by 3. So let's just say the peak player in 24 hours is 952. Times it by 3. Is that still good? Take this number. Times it by 3. 25 times 3. Great. You have 75,000 people playing, let's say, peak of all time in 7 months. And now you times it by 3 for the 952. Times it by 4. Times it by 5, right? 4,500 people playing the game. If that's your number and you're happy with that number, show people. Yeah, we have 4,500 people playing the last 24 hours. I don't think that looks just as bad because now you're telling me the number across all 3 platforms and they're not going to do it. They're not going to do it because that number is super low and they're not happy with it. This is why they're pushing back. They're like, well, this is not the number. Great. Then just tell us what the number is, and we'll all move on with our lives. If you don't like that people are using Steam numbers as the one-all, be-all number to represent what's happening with your game, then come out and tell us your numbers. You don't have to, but if you're going to defend your game, then show the proof that there's way more people having fun on console than Steam. Right? It's not our responsibility as customers, okay, to protect your game. You want your game to be played, you want your game to be good, that's your job, okay, to get your game into the eyes of the players that will play your game. Marketing, that's what marketing is about. Right? It's my job to market my stream. It's my job. I don't tell people, no. YouTube is really, we have 30 people watching me on YouTube, but I have 1 million people watching me on another platform. Is it true? No, it's not true because I'm only streaming on YouTube at this very moment. But if I was on Twitter and Kick and Twitch, right? Be like, no, my podcast is super popular because it's not just this one number that you guys can see. Well, I don't know what to tell you then, man. Like, you need to show us the numbers if you don't want people to tell you the numbers from this one platform is shit. Right? Oh, well, it's all about having fun. Sure, it is about having fun. Buy a game, play a game, have fun with the game. But you telling me that Steam charts is not the one-all, be-all, and you're super happy about your game, if that was true, then you wouldn't have taken out of beta to put it back into the thing to remarket it again, and it's just not doing it. And on top of that, there's 1,000 games coming out that people would rather play than this game. Right? Make gaming what's the word I'm looking for? Make gaming credible again. Right? People used to tell you numbers all the time, but then they hit it because they couldn't make that number keep going up and up and up and up. When you look at games like Power World and they tell you how many players, when you look at games like Expedition 33 and they tell you the amount of players, when you look at a Silk Song and they tell you the amount of players, they're not hiding their numbers. They tell you the numbers, no problem. All right. Now let's go to the main stories that we have here today. First up, a lot of AI stories here. Like CES. We might watch a CES video after this. Okay. Sony patents an AI technology that can play game for you. Now, I know, deja vu, chat, you might think that this is a thing that we've already talked about, and you would be right. We talked about this about a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, about the patent that they filed. Okay. If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning until noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay. Sony patents AI technology that can also play the game for you. Because this is what you guys want. Gamers want games to play themselves. Right? That's what gamers want. Right? Gamers want gamers to play themselves. Or I'm sorry, gamers want games to play themselves. Right? A new Sony patent has surfaced called Ghost Player, which is an AI tech that can not only guide the player who are stuck, but it can also play the game for you. So you know that when you're playing God of War or when you're playing Horizon Zero Dawn on PlayStation and you had the goddamn NPC, did you try the left lever over there? Did you try behind the tree? Like, shut up. I'm trying to play the game, right? So now, if you're a person that likes games but doesn't like playing games, well, this is for you. Let me have something for you. We're going to make a thing that if you want to buy a $80 game in the future and you don't feel like playing it, you can have the AI play it for you. Sony is known to patent new tech years before it actually releases. We already see multiple patents for the DualSense controller that discuss introducing conductive ink and replacing a touchpad with a touch screen. Now the new patent focuses on AI technology, which could enable the console to play the game for you. Okay? It says, Sony Ghost Player AI patent talks about the guide mode and a complete mode. Okay? A report of VGC talks about new Ghost Player, AI tech patent for Sony, where the AI-generated player can either guide a player towards a solution or even complete the game for them. Complete the game for you. My brain, I just had a stroke, guys. I just had a stroke. I don't have time to play games, so I'm gonna buy a game so I can have the AI play the game for me. What the fuck are we talking about? What are we talking about? Okay, the guide mode can seamlessly create an AI-controlled version of Nathan Drake in a game like Uncharted and show the player how they can get past the level. In a complete mode, the AI-controlled character will complete the entire section for the player. Okay, Sony Ghost Player AI technology will be trained using existing gameplay footage. Online, it will not require the developer to provide a pre-recorded character to play the game. The AI patent could serve as an upgrade to PlayStation's existing game help feature. Oh, man. They're going to charge you. Here's the best part for you idiots out there that want to use this type of thing. You're going to be like, I bought a game for $80. I actually bought the gold edition and I paid $120. And then I'm going to play the game, but I can't figure it out. So I'm going to pay a monthly fee to Sony so the AI can finish the game for me. Fucking genius. Fucking genius. Okay? So the AI patent could serve as an upgrade to PlayStation's existing game to help feature, which offers hints, tips, images, and even video walkthroughs to guide players through certain sections. However, a player should note that acquiring a patent doesn't mean that the tech will be released. It could be years before we even see this in action and may not be released at all. Sure. Okay. Oh, in other news, PlayStation jailbreak rumors have caused the price of Star Wars games to increase by 1,000%. Additionally, here are the 8 biggest PlayStation games coming in 2020, whatever that is. Okay. This is the most stupidest thing I've ever heard. It truly is. And people will actually watch this video or see it later down the road if I put a clip up of it, okay? And they'll be like, well, I don't have time to play the game, so I'm going to use this feature because I just don't have time to play the game. Then why did you buy the game? I'm going to buy a book, but I'm going to have the AI read the book for me. I don't know if the AI is reading the book. I'm going to have it read it out loud, but I'm going to go grocery shopping while it reads the book just so I get the achievement of finishing the book. So ridiculous. Ridiculous, chat. But these are just my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Please make sure you share, like, and subscribe. Man, that got my blood pressure up. Like, buy a game and then have the game complete by itself. I was just as angry 2 years ago when we read this. And here's the other thing. Krebsy brought it up in our Discord. Why are articles being written of articles that were already written from like a year and a half or 2 years ago? Same exact fucking thing. Let's see what's up here. Juby says, people pay skilled games and pay for services to get fully loaded characters in games every day. AI will eat their money up and do it for free. I don't think they'll do it for free. If you think this is going to be a free service for PlayStation, you're sadly mistaken, Juby. PlayStation's going to market this and monetize this 100%. It'll be with anyone that's part of PlayStation Plus or something. Ray says, hey, does this mean I can farm Genshin Impact? Yeah, probably. Sony's losing their damn minds. Sarge says, if you're a complete moron monkey who just gave corpo strangers $80 for a video game, so if you could play itself, you don't need to have children. Roig says, hell, at this point, just watch someone play it on YouTube and save yourself money. Ron says, can't just get a hobo off the streets to play Mind's Eye for me for a pack of cigarettes. Sarge says, idiocracy, live chat. Clip says, because they have goldfish brains. That's because AI is writing the articles? Probably. Let me see. It could. It could be. 30. You have to understand, Sony has data. The data has players, and players in Genshin, Wuwa, and all others gotchas. People are farming stuff in the game daily. Now Sony sells you the solution. Oh, I totally get that, Ray. And don't even get me started on the amount of information. I've talked about this in the past that Sony, Nintendo, and Microsoft have. Right? We are the oil, by the way. Not only are they sucking you dry of your money, but your time. And on top of that, your data. Right? And I'm talking about your personal information. Okay? Not only are they sucking the money out of you by giving you half-ass minimal viable product games, but then they're also selling you microtransactions and battle passes, and then your time, more time that you're in the actual game. They're making games bigger and longer for what reason? Make it harder, sell the solution. And then on top of that, they're also taking your data. Right? Your data of your information, your email addresses, your what you like, what you don't like, what they can market to, so they can get more marketing on their platform, so they can charge you a ad-free thing or whatever else. Right? These are all things that all of these businesses are doing. This is not just Sony. Right? These are all the companies doing all the exact same things. Imagine if this is actually a thing where Sony gets this patent and everybody wants to use it. So it doesn't matter if you're playing Sony games or if you're playing Xbox games, you're playing Steam games. This will be just a thing that's in the industry where instead of going to YouTube and saying, hey, how do I complete this? For instance, the Red Dead Redemption spider thing that we looked at yesterday, that would be completed automatically for you because it would take the information that someone already did online, implement it because people were playing it, knows that what you're looking for, and then it would complete the secret puzzle for you without you doing a goddamn thing. Oh, we live in a great future here of gaming. Great future. Aku says PlayStation Plus Ultimate can't give you games to play like Game Pass, but they'll play your games for you. This is a huge business move, in my opinion. Oh, 100%. 100%. Jesse Mack says AI technology is easy for humanity. It also has downsides of it. Humans' brains are losing their ability to think. Human brains are also the most powerful tool that we have. This generation is losing that. Kyle says, speaking of the Red Dead thing, they found another clue. Ray says, imagine playing Dispatch with the AI, all the missed opportunity. Let me go back to this real fast. Doesn't this seem a little odd to you, though, Kylo, that this wasn't found in 7 days, or I'm sorry, in 7 years, but in 2 weeks, everyone's seen it, and now everyone's trying to solve it? Isn't it a little weird that it wasn't found in 7 years, but now all of a sudden people are making progress on it super fast? It's just a little weird. Just a little weird. Everyone's going to turn into people in Wally, 100%. Krabby Patty says, day one raid? No problem. That's right. Do you guys want to know how to solve this puzzle for the low price of $2? Or watch 8 commercials. Right? That's what it's going to be, Krabby. That's what it's going to be. It is a bit odd, but I'm not surprised. The GTA 5 Bigfoot Easter egg wasn't found for like 10 years. No, I get it. But isn't it just weird that someone finds something and then all of a sudden we find it and it gets completed really fast? Quintar says, it has electrolytes and Costco. Ray says, I hope the AI doesn't play like a mobile game ads from YouTube. Oh, 100. Ray. What do you think's going to happen? Come on, think about it in your head. You know 100% that's exactly what's going to happen. What did you do, Ray? I'm doing a Ghostbusters quote now. What did you think of, Ray? I couldn't help it. I used to roast marshmallows by the fire. If they put commercials in the games, I'm done. Well, get ready, Krabby. It's fast, but some people are truly dedicated. Oh, absolutely, Kylo. I just think it's weird that it wasn't found. And now that it's found, they're going to solve it pretty fast. Right? They're so dedicated, they couldn't find it because they didn't know it was there, but now they know it's there and everyone's working on it. It'll get solved. All right, let's go from that AI to this AI. The world, we're in trouble, chat. We're in trouble. Okay, CES is going on, right? And Razer came out with this new holographic AI assistant. It sits on your desk and promises you help and not judgment. Okay? If you guys like what I do here, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Okay? So Razer's new holographic AI assistant sits on your desk and promises help and not judgment. Okay? A lot of interesting technology has been revealed at the Consumer Electronics Show in 2026 this week, but one of the strangest might be Razer's Project Eva, and also AI-powered desktop companion. Razer's envisions the device as a dynamic personality that can interact with your owners as a 3D hologram. And it's also have several animated personalities to choose from, including one base and prominent League of Legends esports player Faker. Okay, Razer claims that the Eva uses human-like vision and auto sensing for full contextual awareness. Well, that's great, guys. It's Alexa on steroids. Okay, and that can also converse with people, consult on work tasks, and motivate you to engage in self-care routines. It knows its clientele. That's all I got to say. It knows its clientele. Right? The last part, engaging in self-routines. It knows that people don't shower or eat or do anything. So it's like, did you brush your teeth today? Did you comb your hair today? Right? The company says it can also assist you in your work with two-way conversations featuring And for gaming, it can fulfill multiple roles and deliver real-time hype. Okay. As for other personalities, Ava's default personality is the fusion of Hell, like 9000. Okay. The original Xbox boot-up screen. Kara is the animated Wafu. Zane is designed to be your gaming wingman. And Sao looks like she's ready for a day at the office. Razer says that the characters are rendered in real time on a 5.5-inch holographic display and features high-fidelity motion, eye tracking, and facial expressions to help them engage with users. Project Ava is designed for Windows users. Oh, I'm sorry. I missed a part. Project Ava currently uses AI's controversial Gronk engine, but Razer says it will be also compatible with other AI platforms in the future. The physical design incorporates multiple technologies such as dual far-field array mics, a HD camera with ambient light sensor, and RGB lighting since the Razer's product. Project Ava is designed for Windows users and requires direct connection to your PC via USB-C cable to ensure high bandwidth data transfer because they want your information. Okay. Razer is aiming to launch the Project Ava in the second half of 2026, but pricing has not yet been revealed. You know what would be great? If Sony gets the patent for their game and then this comes out and then you could just tell your fucking Ava machine to, hey, can you finish this game for me? I got to go. And then you walk out, and then Ava can talk to the actual PlayStation, and the PlayStation will then finish the game for you. It'll be fantastic. Let's watch this, shall we? Let's watch this.
Wakey, wakey, rise and shine. Morning, Joey. You were snoring again.
Stop. I don't need a fucking AI machine telling me that I was snoring again. Okay? That's what girlfriends and wives are for.
Definitely wear your favorite green jacket. Look, now we're really vibing. Have a good day.
Hey, cutie.
Hi, Amanda. Great brainstorming last night.
Actually, I need more.
What if we flip the design here? Do you think it can work?
Nice.
No, chat, your machine didn't break or freeze. Your connection's fine. I'm just trying to process what the fuck I'm looking at.
Nice. I think you're onto something.
Whole day, soldier. We need more air support.
Yeah.
Whoa, clean shot. Nice one.
Oof. Maybe aim for the head next time? Break line.
Bro. What are we talking about?
Line of sight.
Switch to burst fire mid-range.
GG. That was amazing. Ready to go again? This is Project Ava, your AI desk companion.
Why do I need this? Why do I need this? Why does anyone need this?
Do you think they know we're actually calling the shots?
Nope. Let's keep it that way.
Why do I need this? Why does anyone need this? Do they have a... Yeah, I want to see if they have a page here. Your desk companion. The calm, reliable source of energy to help you keep things clear, efficient, and always on point. Kara, the loveliest gaming partner that's so supportive, sharp, and always ready. She's judgmental, by the way. They didn't put that in there. She's judgmental. Okay? You're a steady game wingman, built a strategy, speed, and staying cool under pressure. Take guidance from the GOAT to create your very own esports legacy. And connect your personal level with idol that captures hearts everywhere. What are we talking about, chat? What are we talking about? Life, work, and play. I feel so sad for people that if you're talking to, I said this yesterday when we were watching CES stuff, right? If you're talking to a robot teddy bear, you need to go to therapy. You need to go get a friend. You need to go talk to a human being in any way, shape, or form. If you're talking to a Coke can with an animated girl inside of it, you have to rethink something. Okay? It's not healthy. Okay? It's not healthy to talk to an AI soda can. Okay? It's not healthy to talk to a AI bear. It's not healthy to talk about stuff. It's healthy to actually go outside, talk to actual people, engage with people, talk, get happy, get sad, get anger, go through emotions, have conversations with actual people. Like, what are we doing here, chat? Real-time strategy advisor. Right? This is all those other electronics, but worse off. Right? It's knowing so much about you. Don't worry. People are going to buy this, and shampoo sales and body wash is going to go up the skyrocket. It's going to be like, I reordered the stuff because you haven't been taking a shower lately. We've made a note of it. Right? What are we talking about? But these are my thoughts. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Let me know your live chat, what you guys think about Ava here. Okay. What's the strategy for Project Ava? Building on a 2025 eSport AI coach concept, Project Ava was involved into a fully integrated AI desk companion designed to support every facet of modern life. Razer aims to bridge the gap between virtual assistants and physical companionship by providing 24/7 digital partner that lives right alongside the user. Oh yeah, that sounds very healthy, by the way. Very healthy. Project Ava is a friend for life that organizes your daily life, consults the professional task, and guides you to victory in every game. She acts as a personal organizer for schedules and dinner plans, while serving as a professional AI consultant capable of creating brainstorming and complex data. Your phone does this, by the way. Your phone can do this. You don't need to buy. But I guess if you want to look at an anime girl, I guess you could do that. Is Ava considered cheating in competitive games? Project Ava is strictly designed as a coach and a trainer, not a tool for automated play. But I guarantee you could use this to use the PlayStation patent that comes out, right? On helping players learn and master new mechanics rather than providing unfair competitive advantage. I'm sure no one will hack it, and I'm sure it'll be fine. Gold and silver? What is this? Oh, this is for the for their shop and stuff. Got it. I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure it'll be fine. All right, let's see what you guys are saying. The clip says, did it say Danny or Daddy? I think it said Danny. But you probably could program it to say Daddy. Mo says, so what's up with subscriber mode? Always popping up. YouTube's tripping again. I've always had subscriber mode on for 1 minute. It's been like that for 3 years. Subscriber mode for 1 minute. It's always been like that. Aku says, wait. This is a device for swag and everyone like him. Play the objective, fool. Res that soldier. Be a fucking man and res him, you pussy. GB says, scary as F. Waterbear says, this is trash. Krabby says, you need it because they say you need it. Oh, all right. Well, then I'll go get one. Krabby. I'm so over this corporation, bro. It's for incels. Just enough says, the kids will want it. It's not for you, bro. No, I get it. Ray says, co-pilot. When it does that for me, I have to go to live chat. Sarge says, Kara cost more. Man, when I was growing up, the people were also bragging to people of the touchscreen phones. Kids today are becoming living robots. Employees want for easy control of their workforce. Waterbear says, trolls will eat this up. Also, keyboard warriors is also who it made this for. It'll last about 2 decades. I'm sorry. Talking to people is so last 2 decades ago, 30. Yeah, I guess so. Buy stock now. Old Spice body wash and deodorant ASAP. Oh, yeah. Yeah, this is an update version for Alexa. Sarge says, guides me to victory in every game. What? That was written? Yep. What's going on, Drummond? It's going well. Going well. Do you personally think there's a better use for AI device? Yeah, I think there's lots of different ways for AI devices that could help out people, right? Like, here's what I'll look at, right? So, obviously, there's good and bad things about everything, right? If you have a knife, you can use that knife to help cut your vegetables or your meat, right? Or you could use it to murder somebody, right? AI, you can use it to help people where they have people that have disabilities or certain things. They can do that as well. But if you're a business and you're using AI, your clientele is probably narrow when you're using AI for a specific thing, like helping someone out of a chair or helping someone communicate because they lost their voice or they can't hear and it's doing stuff, right? All of that stuff is very helpful for the stuff. Stuff like this is not helpful. Okay. This is literally, they're like, well, we can make this assist people. And they're like, but that's such a narrow mindset. What about if we do this for gamers that want to finish or people that are lonely, right? Like, what is the difference between this and then someone coming out with a therapist, coming out with this device and saying, we have a therapist mode now. And instead of going to a therapist and actually talking to a human being, you're talking to a jar. Okay. Like, there's a complete difference of what AI could be used for in good, and each their own. Again, use a knife to cut things or use it to murder somebody. Okay. Or use this to help people understand certain things and do certain things, or just a fucking waste of money sitting on your desk and because it's a knick-knack or it's a thing that looks cool and you'll use for like 3 minutes, maybe a weekend, and then you'll never use it again because it's broke, it's updating, it doesn't understand you very well. Go talk to your device right now and ask it for something, and it gives you the wrong answer, or it doesn't hear what you asked and it gives you a completely different thing that you're saying. You're like, that's not even asked. Or wait for it to talk when it just talks automatically and you didn't say anything to it, right? It's a waste of time, but this is it. AI is the thing, okay? We're going to watch CES. I'm sure there'll be a whole bunch of other AI stuff. I will have more Nero same Dame Dumb crap, Project Ava shit. Just enough says subscription mode popping up is a mobile bug. Big Mo says, Mike, I'm saying it's not letting me type and telling you it's a subscriber mode. That's just YouTube then fucking up. Because I've done nothing different on my side, Mo. It's always been subscription. I think it's like one hour or 1 minute or whatever the hell it is. Can the other player do wrong things to Ava? I already know. Quintar says, at least we know this is a paywall to stupid. Don't say the cost either. Use AI equals taking advantage of consumers. Sarge says, or your psychiatrist visits you inside the Coke can so you don't have to drive to them. Well, they do that right now. There's virtual therapists and stuff like that, which during COVID was a huge business thing. Because think about this, if you could be a psychiatrist and you don't have to have people come to your store or come to your actual building anymore, one, you don't need to pay for a building, you can just be at home, and you don't have to come to your house anymore because then you just do video conference calls, right? But if I'm paying that much money for a psychiatrist, I want someone to be in the moment and have a conversation with them. It's been doing that for weeks now. When it first loaded into the stream, it takes like 10 seconds for it to know I'm a subscriber and I can't chat. Well, that's good to know. It's nice to know that in any way, shape, or form, YouTube is fucking up and fucking up people's channels. All right, so we go from that. This actually might be a cool invention, okay? The next thing we're going to talk about is Lego Smart Play platform revealed at CES 2026. Okay. Well, I personally do that to you, Roadkill. I don't. I'm just personally signaling you out. I'm like, oh, Roadkill's coming in. Make sure you got a 30-second delay before he says anything. Before he says something good about Battlefield 6. Lego Smart Play platform revealed at CES 2026. If you guys like what I do, we do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We just cover news stories, have conversations. If you like it, like I said, hit that like button. All right, so Lego revealed a brand new platform called Smart Play at CES 2026, which brings more life to each creation. LEGO is known to provide sets of a variety of franchises, including gaming and other entertainment media. In recent times, we have seen a company unveil sets of Nintendo Game Boy as well as Legend of Zelda. However, the latest reveal is not a new set, but a platform that will change the way all other sets work. Okay? LEGO Smart Play will introduce a smart bricks, smart tags, and smart minifigures. Okay? Basically, it's like an amiibo figure that interacts with the play sets that you have. Okay? Revealed in a new blog post, LEGO Smart Play is a new platform that features more than 20 patent world firsts within technology. The centric focus is on LEGO Smart Brick, which features a custom-made chip that enables responsive physical play. The Smart Brick comes with technologies like sensors, accelerometers, light sensing, and sound sensor. Along with miniature speaker driven by onboard synthesizers, it also features easy wireless charging. Okay. The LEGO Smart Tags and also LEGO Smart Minifigures, on the other hand, work in tandem with the Smart Brick, and they also respond to players' actions with appropriate sounds and behaviors. LEGO Smart Play will also launch on March 1st, 2026, and the first Smart Play-enabled sets will be LEGO Star Wars sets. Of course they will be. We'll watch that in a second. LEGO Smart Play Star Wars sets revealed. All three all-in-one LEGO Star Wars sets have been revealed, with each feature of LEGO Smart Brick with charger and at least one LEGO Smart minifigure and LEGO Smart tag. Okay. Actually, let's watch this first, shall we?
Direction sensing. So the bricks know not just how far apart they are, but also in what direction they are. So this is
I can't make it louder. That's what it is.
simple example using color as a prototype. If I put this brick here, you'll see that the color changes depending on in which direction the other brick is. And so you can see that in three-dimensional space, we can actually determine, in this case, just as an output of color, but it could be anything you like, where the bricks are. And just one extra, they also know how they're facing.
Can't understand anything he's saying. So we're not even going to waste our time watching this. All right. It says first is LEGO Star Wars Smart Play Luke's Red 5 X-Wing, which is 584-piece set that includes 2 smart minifigures, Luke Skywalker and his iconic pilot suit, and Princess Leia, as well as Luke's trusty companion R2-D2 and Rebel crew. The Stormtrooper minifigure players can expect interactive features such as laser shooting, engine refueling, and repair sounds and lights. The second one is LEGO Star Wars Smart Play Darth Vader TIE Fighter, a 473-piece set featuring smart figures, Darth Vader and Rebel Fleet Trooper. The Smart Play features will bring a roar of twin engines comes to life. Last but not least, the LEGO Star Wars Smart Play Throne Room Duel A-Wing, 962-piece set that includes smart minifigures, Darth Vader, Emperor Palpatine, Luke Skywalker Jedi, and set also features a brick-built A-Wing fighter pilot minifigure, 2 Royal Guard minifigures, and a smart tag-enabled canyon turret. The smart features also include lightsaber hums and Imperial March. Okay, so that's in other news. So can we see any pictures, any other video? They don't have any video whatsoever. So I want to know how much this is going to cost, okay? Because if this is included, let's say a Lego set, because right now it's between 7.5 cents to 11 cents based on whatever set you buy, okay? That's a good roundabout price, between 7.5 and 11 cents. Now, this one brick, so if you pay $150 for a set, okay, now you have this brick, and this brick has all this technology in it. So how much is this one brick going to raise the cost of those sets? That'll be very interesting to find out, because based on 584 pieces, okay, I'm assuming, let's see, 584 times 0.7. No, that's wrong. That's wrong. It should be divide. Sorry, 500 and what? 84. It would be about $100, right? About $100. And that's expensive for a 500-piece set, because like a 3,000-piece set right now, right? Here, let's go to Lego. Right? So if I go to Lego, go to shop. This is $50, right? Let's say if I click on this, how many pieces is this? 474 pieces, $50. Okay. Now, obviously, for Star Wars, let's actually pick a Star Wars set. This is 525 pieces for $64. I guarantee you that this piece right here at 525 pieces, and the other one said how much? How much was it? 584 pieces. All right. So this thing right here is just $64.99. I guarantee you this goes up to about $80, maybe even $90, maybe even $100. So we're talking about a $40 price increase because of one block. I mean, cool. Don't get me wrong. I think it's cool that they have it. Considering Legos is probably the coolest toy you can get, and they know it. All right, it's been around for decades. But I'd be very interested to see how much more. I don't think they tell the actual price. They don't actually say the price inside here. They don't even say it on their actual site here. Let's see, exclusives. They have a gold brick. Yeah, I don't know. They don't even talk about it on their own site right now. Oh, there it is. The smart brick is here. Learn more. Oh, okay, here we go. What is the smart play system? Smart figures. Add smart figurines, smart bricks, and activate unique personalities. Okay. Pre-order starts in 1 day, 21 hours. So you got to react to your every move. You got a smart tag. It keeps fun going and going. They also smart brick that also object. Lego actually had certain things like this for the Mario stuff that happened when they had that little chip in the Mario figurine, and then like the little tags here. Every time you like landed on something, it would make the noise, or it would know to sense it as the cloud or the water or the jumping and stuff like that. So they already had this out for a couple of years. How he made the smart system here. Where it started, the screen to not to screen, to screen or not to screen. During a development, it briefly experimented using cameras and triggers of those kinds of reactions, but they also required smart devices, which also made an intention from physical to play experience. Balancing the tech. Making the tech, so they have wireless charging. Man, talk about chips going up in price, huh? Yeah, I think the only thing that wasn't hurt in the Star Wars brand, like debacle from Disney, is the Lego Star Wars. I still think people buy a lot of Lego Star Wars stuff. Sarge says, well, they can't call it moron play. People will ask questions. I need to find out what program Asma is using when he says something too low. It's some kind of add-on. Is there? Well, let me know if you find out what that is, and then we can add it on. Legos are already expensive. How much is this going to be? I think this brick's going to be very expensive because they want to sell as many bricks as possible, right? So you could probably, I'm going to say this one brick probably costs anywhere between $10 and $15 by itself. Mr. Z says, Legos. Lincoln Logs, baby. I like Erector sets a little bit better than Lincoln Logs myself, but you know. All right, what we got here? We already got the Embark stuff. Already got that. Man, we did all the stuff. So let's see. Let's go to, let me see if there's a new CES video up. I'm sure there has to be, right? Let's see the new stuff. Mac Rumors Day 2. Day 2 LG's wild monitors, Apple gear, and weirdest tech yet. Let's watch this.
CES
All right, hold on a second. Let me get the let me add this to the description down below. You can find all the channels, all the links in the description of what we've been watching on stream this morning. News stories, videos. All right, let's watch and see what else is happening at CES 2026.
Day 2 kicked off with LG's preview of new devices for the year and the Pepcom digital experience, where we saw a ton of great products, a lot of Apple-related accessories, and not sure if you've heard about this AI thing before, but don't worry, I'm sure I'll mention it at least 100 times in this video. I also saw this thing.
The fuck is that? Let's take a guess what this is, chat. I have no idea what this is. What do we? I'm gonna rewind a little second here.
Don't worry, I'm sure I'll mention it
What
at
is this
least
thing?
100 times in this video. I also saw this thing. And
what is that? I know where your brain's going. I have no idea what it is. All right, let me see some guesses in chat. Right, I'm assuming it's going to help somebody that has the shakes and stuff like that. That it'll keep them steady. That's what I'm going to think it is. Right. I have no idea what this is, but that's what I'm going to go with. Oh wait, interactive scratcher. Smart interactive stroker. Okay, here we go.
Well, yeah, I'm not even
It's exactly what it is, chat. It's exactly what it is.
going to get into this one. You can just Google it if you want to. But before we get into everything, be sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss more of our CES coverage. We'll be hitting the main convention center showroom floors in the next video, and we'll have a wrap-up of everything.
See, we didn't even know what it is. We saw it and we're like, yeah, it looks like something. I know where you guys are going. You sick bastards.
That was the best of CES later in the week or early next week. So again, be sure to subscribe so you don't miss all of that. Starting off really quick with the LG preview, we saw a ton of new monitors and televisions that LG has in store for 2026. And I just want to briefly highlight a few that are interesting, like the 32-inch ultrafine Evo 6K monitor, which honestly isn't even new for this year. It actually came out last year, but I haven't had the chance to see it in person yet. And this thing makes it feel like it was specifically made for Mac users, because it kind of was. You get a massive 6K resolution that scales
6K resolution
perfectly with Mac OS. So text looks insanely sharp, and you've got tons of room for...
How sharp do you really need your text? Let's just be honest, chat. How sharp do you need your goddamn text? Is the text not sharp enough at 2K? You really need to see that A and B really crystal clear sharp. We go 4K, we're going to go 6K.
Editing timelines, working on code, multitasking, writing emails, documents, whatever it is you...
Right, because I really need my emails in 6K.
...do on your Mac. The Nano IPS black panel delivers deeper blacks and great contrast compared to traditional...
I have a question about the blacks, not the people. The color scheme on the monitor. They told us years ago that black is black, meaning if it shuts off, it's as black as it possibly could be. You can't get blacker than black. Black is black, right? So how are you getting darker blacks if black is black? How do you get blacker than black? I don't get it. It's on or off, right? So if it's not if it's not on, it's off, and if it's off, it's black. How do you get richer blacks than black?
IPS panels, which is huge for photo and video work, which is something I do quite a bit. And it has Thunderbolt.
Trump, brick is free, subscription, hello.
Thank you, Mr. Z, for the $2 super chat. Brick is free, subscription, hello. It's true. It's very true.
5, which is neat because I haven't seen that on a monitor yet. LG also has a few new gaming monitor options, like a 27-inch.
You ever use an OLED? The blacks are so damn dark, it's crazy compared to Yes, that's what I'm saying. How do you get darker than what's already there?
tandem OLED monitor with up to a 720 hertz refresh rate, which is not going to come through on camera here, but this demo has the top half at 144 versus 540 on the bottom.
True Black. Visa Display HDR True Black 500. What was it before?
And the difference is pretty insane. If you're an ultra-wide fan, LG has the world's largest 52-inch 5K 2K 240 hertz gaming monitor that looked really great. Or how about the world's first 5K mini LED with anti-blooming gaming monitor? This thing was so bright, I legit thought that I might go blind. For
Why would you want that? Why would you want that?
real though, these are some really...
Juby says pixel placement by using dead space between pixels. You can get better blacks compared to OLED screens that use lines. The lines are thin compared to the actual... No. The technology in the past, Juby, I literally, years and years ago, when we were getting trained on new cameras and what true blacks and stuff were, it's on or off. There was no lines in between or anything like that. When it wasn't using the pixel was off. There was no lines in between, so you got black. True black is what they called it. How do you become more true black than true black? And again, someone's walking into this chat right now, and they're like, what the hell is this guy talking about, true black? Right? We're talking about colors and monitors, okay? And not people, just to put it out there, okay? Like, to be a true black, you don't need to listen to, like, rap or something like that. We're talking about monitors here, okay? True black is either off or on. That's it.
Great gaming monitor options for 2026. You should definitely check it out. As far as TVs go, LG is launching a few new flagship OLEDs, a wallpaper update, and have even gotten into the frame TV world with the ability to also customize the look of your TV with a magnetic frame attachment. And of course, you can display your favorite artwork when the TV is not in use. And it does look fantastic.
You can put a picture on the actual screen? Wow, it's amazing. You guys, did you know you could put a picture on a screen when you're not using it? By the way, if you're using it for a picture, you're still using it.
TV, by the way, LG also can display artwork on this and built a custom wall and had a custom wallpaper to match the wall. And in person, it looks nearly identical. I think the camera is kind of getting the colors a little bit warmer on the TV than the actual wall itself. But yeah, the TV can absolutely blend in with the wall if you want.
Yeah, I know what he's saying. So you can make... I want to hide my TV, even though there's a black bar around it. It can blend into the actual background if you really wanted to.
LG is also launching micro RGB TVs this year.
You know, when they come up with this shit, LG is like, how do we resell stuff? They're like, what about if we make it micro? Everyone likes smaller. We'll make it bigger, but it'll be smaller. 100-inch screen, but it's micro RGB, which means more pixel per screen.
Same color accuracy and brightness is your thing. And with WebOS, this year you're getting all of...
Yeah, a non-working television's like a escalator. When it's not working, it just turns to stairs. When a television's not working with moving pictures, it becomes a piece of art.
The AI goodness baked right into your TV, so you can get auto user-generated content suggestions for each user profile. Obviously, it's tailored to whatever you might like. If you need more...
Is that Chris Brown? Like Chris Brown that used to beat people, Chris Brown? That one? Or is that a different Chris Brown?
In-depth answers to questions, you can leverage the power of Google Gemini or Microsoft Copilot right from your TV, and even use them to generate pictures on your TV and send them to your laptop if that's something that you really needed to do. Moving on to the Pepcom digital experience this year. And if you're unfamiliar with Pepcom, it's basically a micro CES with tons of brands launching some great new products for 2026. And I want to start with the MCon controller that I checked out last year. A lot of you really liked it, and it's finally shipping this year, and it looks fantastic. There have been some improvements, but this compact gaming controller literally...
I get it. I get it because there's just so many mobile gamers, right? there's so many mobile gamers, even though everyone's like, mobile gaming is not real gaming. Shut up. These people are still playing. They're hoping for that Sony PlayStation patent to go through. There's so many gamers out there that don't want to play games.
It snaps to the back of your phone and turns into a handheld gaming rig. It uses MagSafe and Bluetooth to pair with your phone and tablet and even PCs if you wanted to, but let's stick with the iPhone here. And it hides console-style sticks and triggers and buttons under a sleek slider that pops out when you're ready to play. It also has fold-out ergonomic grips, Hall effect analog controls for precision, built-in gyro motion support, and even a kickback mode. So basically like a Nintendo Switch, you can take off the phone.
What's the price of that? If it's more than $100, garbage.
Prop it up on your tabletop and use the controller as a Bluetooth controller whenever you might need to. There are a few prototypes for this year that they are hoping to launch and make the controllers fit perfectly to your device, so some slim and light options. This iPhone 17 Pro here has a really slim profile, and they want to keep the profile for the controller slim so it doesn't get too bulky in your pocket, but still deliver a good gaming experience like the original model. Looking forward to seeing these hopefully in the wild soon. Aukey has a few new chargers for 2026, but chargers can get kind of boring. These were actually...
How do you make chargers exciting? Let me show you guys. I got some chargers for you. You know those chargers you guys get that you just plug in the wall? Boring. Our chargers do more stuff. Let's check it out.
Really interesting. One was the Mag Fusion Arc. This can charge an iPhone at up to 25 watts, matching the speed of Apple's MagSafe 2 chargers when paired with an iPhone that supports Qi 2.2. The Mag Fusion Arc has a 6-in-1 design that includes a base that can charge up to 3 devices and these 3 detachable power.
Wow! This charger does 3 devices. So does a $5 extension cord with a 3-prong on it. That's not exciting. This hip. Cool. This is exciting charger stuff here.
Bank spheres for a total of 6 charging points. All 6 of the charging spots support Qi 2.2 speeds, and it is an ideal charger for the multi-person.
It's so hard to take this cord and plug it in. This is so boring. So last year, now I need hands-free so I can just get up and pull it off the thing. That's hip. That's cool.
Household. There was also the Aukey Mag Fusion Desk Hive 5X Pro. These names are ridiculous, but this product is also ridiculous, but in a good way. It's a really sleek all-in-one desk charger that can power up to...
Sleek? What is sleek about this? Where am I putting this? Where are you putting that?
Also ridiculous, but in a good way. It's a really sleek all-in-one desk charger that can power up to 5 devices at once, including fast laptop charging. Wow. And
again, a fucking cable does the exact same thing.
Qi 2 magnetic wireless charging for your phone. With built-in retractable USB-C cables and a clean, compact design.
Amazing.
This is the kind of accessory that I need on my desk, like ASAP. I saw this robot thing that really creeped me out. I mean, it was some cool tech and all. It was dishing out compliments, which was really nice. Gave me hard eyes.
That's what I need. I need a $100,000 robot to give me compliments because humans are just not cutting it anymore.
But yeah, I'm good on this, but would love to hear your thoughts on it. If you suffer from doom scrolling or just think your phone is a massive distraction on your nightstand, but you use it as a clock, maybe in standby mode, maybe get rid of that and you can use this Dreamy, which is a phone-free bedside sleep companion designed
phone-free, so I'll let him speak first.
Designed to replace your phone at night with a purpose-built device for real rest. It combines guided sleep routines, calming soundscapes, immersive light.
We're waiting. We're waiting. Do you see what happens, chat? Here's the best part. I didn't have any problems on my end. I had no problems on my end. YouTube said this guy's just making too much sense. If you want good sleep, and I'm not judging anybody, if you're a person that wants good sleep, take all electronics out of your room, especially if you're if you have a wife, a husband, a partner, whatever, okay, if you're in a room, move the television set out of your bedroom. Don't put your phone and stuff in your bedroom. Get an alarm clock or whatever, okay? And that's it. Sleep is sleep. That is it. What's going on, Dolphin?
Lighting, sunrise alarms, and Bluetooth headphone support all in one unit, helping you disconnect from doom scrolling.
This is not disconnecting you. You're still using electronics.
And kind of wind down a bit more naturally at night. You can also listen to podcasts if you want to, and it removes any temptations that you might have from grabbing your phone in the middle of the night, which I really like. Satechi has a new accessory that...
A bit extreme, Daniel says? What's a bit extreme? Removing the television set and electronics from your room? How is that extreme?
It looks like it's...
I know what else is extreme? Just taking a shit. Just taking a shit. Going to the bathroom with no device in your hand. I know. It's a bit extreme.
The perfect companion for a certain Apple computer with an identical shape and size. And this is the new Cube dock, which can really offer you a lot. This dock is powered by Thunderbolt 5, so it's a big step up in speed and compatibility compared to older docks. It can easily handle multiple high-resolution displays. It just works right away with a true plug-and-play setup. No extra software needed. You can also add a ton of built-in storage via NVMe, I believe up to 8 terabytes here, on the slot on the bottom of the device. So you can work directly off of the dock without plugging in any extra drives. But if you need to do that, there's tons of I/O.
Daniel, if the people weren't so easily manipulated in picking up their phone and doing stuff and being, they wouldn't have that problem. But if people are not sleeping because they have the actual electronic devices in their room, that's not a bit extreme. That's like saying an alcoholic, oh, just put a drink in front of them. Like, what are you talking about? These people are addicted to electronics. They're addicted to looking at their phone or watching television before they go to bed. And then they're like, I don't know, I just didn't sleep last night. Like, that's the problem.
Ports on the back, keeps your laptop charged while powering all of your other extra devices if you need to. And it really does make this a clean, all-in-one desk solution. There's also a couple of keyboard and wireless mouse options for the Mac and Windows PCs, but it's kind of primarily designed for the Mac first, which is great. And yeah, I mean, it looks great. It's pretty similar to kind of like the Magic Keyboard and mouse, but perhaps better engineered. It's the mouse itself can be used left-handed and right-handed pretty easily.
Daniel says it seems like a them problem though. Control. Don't ignore it's how it's overcome addiction. So let me get this straight. You're planting a flag of, I'm saying if someone has a problem, to remove the electronics from your room, and you're saying that's a bit extreme. It sounds like a them problem. Yes, it would be a them problem. Hence why I suggested they remove the electronics from their room.
And yeah, it'll look great on your setup as well. Aeroband was back with its wireless electric guitar, and it has a bunch of sound options built right in. That's kind of close to a real guitar experience, but obviously nothing really replaces the feeling of real strings and a real guitar sound, in my opinion, but...
That seems fine. This would be cool if, obviously it probably has Bluetooth. You can put it in your ears, but you could do this with an acoustic guitar and stuff like that, but you can still hear the noise. But if you're a person that lives in an apartment, condo, but you don't want to, you could play guitar, learn guitar without actually making a lot of noise for everybody else around you. Cool.
I was pretty impressed with how close it can get. Doesn't love chords with open strings. It kind of sounds bad. And distortion was pretty limited, but it was still pretty fun to play around with. And the Pocket Drum Max is always fun to see people just air drumming, but actually getting real sounds, which also pumps through the guitar. So you can team up and start your own band wirelessly wherever you want.
Yeah, this is cool. If you could do this, they have stuff like this. They have those drum pads and stuff like that, but they still make the sound type of stuff. If you could just put headphones on and just boom, 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 which has been out for years, by the way.
In AIO, I believe.
Decades.
Is how you say it, had an AI frame with whom I believe is an AI version of Vincent van Gogh here, just kind of talking to you.
Why? Why?
And yeah, it's creepy, but it's still really cool tech. If you have kids like I do who love Tony boxes, then you might need to upgrade to the latest and greatest. The Tony Box 2 is the next gen model, and the biggest changes are better sound quality, a slightly more modern design, and improved connectivity so that it's easier to load content and stay in sync, once you take it off.
We had this as a kid, but instead of using cartridges, you would just take cassettes and put it in a little thing, and then it would play, like, read stories to you or, whatnot.
Then you put it back on. There's sometimes some hiccups. This one should hopefully eliminate that. It also gets longer battery life and faster charging, which is great. And the Tony Box 2 has expanded storage and smoother playback, meaning you can keep more stories on device and songs, of course, without having...
But why... Here's the thing. Why do I need all those other things when I have a cell phone, right? Like the cell phone, I get the box of the thing and it's interactive. You pick up a toy, you put it on the thing, it tells a story, interactive with the kid, and there's a different story. But couldn't you just do that and be like, kid's story, hit play, and let it play?
To swap stuff out as often. And a few of the interaction bits, like how it responds when you lift, tap, or tilt, just feels more responsive and intentional compared to the first.
I totally understand I'm all about, like, my son growing up was allowed to use electronics, but mostly used tactile toys, to learn stuff and develop the brain more. So I totally understand where they're going with this, but it just seems like a more complex way of doing something that's already been here for years.
Model. I'm also a pretty big fan of the Skylight calendar. I know a lot of people probably have this in their kitchen, use that as a picture frame and calendar for chores. And the Calendar 2 now offers some display brightness improvements. It's, I think, 500 nits of brightness, and it really does make a difference here. And there are also some new useful AI features coming, like being able to scan photos and pictures and have all of that relevant data import directly into your calendar, or you can take pictures of what's in your fridge, and the AI will create a meal for you with what you have in your fridge. And
that won't work because my fridge doesn't look like that. I would have to move a lot of shit out of the way.
Automatically add it to the meals section of your calendar and give you the recipe so that you can use it for that night. 12 South announced a new valet tray with the Qi 2 certified wireless charging that combines 15-watt magnetic charging with a leather-lined catch-all for everyday items. Put your keys, your wallet, your watch, whatever it might be. The Valet features Qi 2 wireless charging, as I mentioned earlier, but delivers up to 15 watts of power to compatible iPhone models and other Qi 2 devices. It also includes a USB-C port capable of supplying up to 15 watts to a secondary device, and it is concealed beneath the tray to reduce visible cables. And of course, the whole thing is also powered via USB-C. And lastly, Anker has this new Smart Display Nano Charger. I believe it's only like $30. It's already on sale. And yeah, you can plug in your device and it'll instantly recognize what phone was plugged in. So here was an iPhone 15 Pro. And then it shows the charge level, power flow, and temperature of the connected device. And of course, we'll supply that.
Why do I need to know what device I'm plugging in? In what world do I need to know what device I'm plugging in? Why do I need the outlet to tell me what I've plugged in? If I own an Android phone or an iPhone and I plug it in, I don't need it to let me know, yeah, you have an iPhone plugged in. Thank you. I know.
Device with the correct power and efficiency to get it topped off quickly. So that's it for day 2.
All right, let's go to day 1 because he had a lot of stuff that maybe we don't see in the video
is underway
yesterday.
Here in Las Vegas with yet another Samsung first look and of course CES unveiled. But earlier in the day, I actually got to check out the brand new Galaxy Tri.
Yeah, just enough. I'm not saying anything about the ingredient stuff like that. I'm saying that if you take a picture of my fridge is packed. So it doesn't even see like what's behind the front row of what the stuff is. Do you know what I mean? So I couldn't use that picture functionality type of stuff. Yeah, the whole ingredient type of thing, that's fine.
iFold, and after seeing it,
I think that's very helpful, especially for people that might not like to cook, but they see a bunch of stuff in their fridge and like, I'm just gonna make a peanut butter sandwich. But you take a picture of your stuff and it tells you all these different things that you might be able to make. You're like, oh, cool. That's 100% cool.
In person, I really think this might be the next big leap in mobile productivity. Now, we've had tons of rumors about the new iPhone Fold, but this is going beyond that. This is 3 folds. At its core,
Not one fold, not two folds, but three folds.
This feels like everything that Samsung has learned from the Z Fold.
I can't get over, and I'm sure we'll get over it because I think all smartphones will go this direction, or a majority of them will go this direction, but I don't like the lines down the screen, the bend.
7, but push it even further. The big difference is that extra fold. Instead of opening once into a sort of square-like tab.
You can't see it right now, but you kind of can, right? But when you're holding it in your hand, you can see that crease.
Shape, the trifold opens twice, giving you a much larger inner display and a whole new way to use a phone. It feels legit like an iPad-style device here with this
very cool tech. Very cool.
Extra fold and form factor. Now, when it's closed, you still have a pretty normal-sized cover screen that works like a regular smartphone.
Thick is that,
but then
though?
Once you unfold it, you're looking at a roughly 10-inch display. That extra real estate is huge. It makes a big difference for things like multitasking.
Yeah, I can see it. I don't know if you guys can see it. I can see it, and it's like it's like nails on a chalkboard, but with my eyes.
You can comfortably run multiple apps side by side. I got a video, I've got email, I've got the web, drag and drop content between them, and then you can really treat this like a mini workstation. And then in Dex mode, it honestly starts to feel more like an iPad style
This is what all cell phones will go to. 100%. 100%. Okay? Like right now, you can still get a flip phone, right? But 99.9% of the phones are smartphones. 5 years from now, by 2030, all smartphones will be flip fold phones like this, right? That's what I feel.
Experience with that whole new iOS 26 level of multitasking. So apps have way more room to breathe. Everything's just not cramped at all. You've got notes and email and spreadsheets. Just makes it feel like you're using a laptop at one point here, rearranging different windows and putting them all throughout the screen at your...
I've even seen the ones where they have it on their arm type of thing, which is also cool tech, just not there yet.
Leisure is just an awesome experience. Now, specs-wise, the inner display is a large dynamic AMOLED panel with a high refresh rate, paired with a really flagship Snapdragon chip, plenty of RAM, and lots of storage. It's clearly built to handle the heavy multitasking that you might need without slowing you down. And then if you want to take pictures with it, you're not getting a compromise here. Samsung's giving you the full system that's found on the Z Fold 7, so you still get that very strong main sensor, ultra-wide, and telephoto lenses. What really impressed me is that despite how massive this thing feels when it's fully open, it still folds down into something only a bit thicker than my iPhone.
That's not bad. That's not bad because the old phones were actually thicker, and then they got thinner, and then they got wider, right? So that's actually not that bad compared to the thickness of that phone compared to the other one with no flip.
17 Pro. It's chunky, sure, but it's still pocketable, which is kind of wild considering what this can turn into. If Samsung ends up nailing the software and durability long term, the Galaxy Trifold feels less like a phone experiment and more like a true phone plus tablet replacement, and it was a great way to kick off CES. Now, keeping the Samsung train rolling here on day one, we typically have the annual first look where we get to see all of the stuff that's going to be coming throughout 2026, and I will say a lot of what Samsung offered this year are some iterative updates on all of the great new tech and advancements that we saw last year. The main theme this year was the companion to AI living, so a heavy emphasis on AI support for its products across the board. The new Vision AI companion is a big part of this, and it uses AI technology to work alongside users as a full entertainment companion to enhance viewing, dining, and mood, and anywhere in your home. With it, users can receive guidance on what to watch, what to eat, what music to listen to, enhancing the overall TV experience in a way that extends far beyond simple viewing. You can see here in some of these examples just how helpful it can be when you have that burning desire to ask a question that's just eating away at you.
My dad uses the microphone on his Samsung TV a lot.
Maybe you want to pull out your other phone. Instead of jumping to the small second screen, you can just use your big TV, no more distractions, and get all the answers that you need right there. It also allows users to find recipes.
Altern says, where do they get the RAM to put in that TV?
For meals they see on TV by simply asking for more information on it and getting recommendations that align with your health and fitness goals. Now, in terms of TVs in general, we saw the lineup roll out its 130-inch micro RGB TV.
Hey guys, just to remind you, that's an Xbox.
TV that features the most widest and detailed colored spectrum ever seen on a Samsung TV, and you can just see how beautiful these displays are.
Man, that's a big Xbox. Look at that Xbox.
But I'm also a huge fan of the new OLED frame TVs.
That's an Xbox too.
So this new art-centric TV looks absolutely incredible with an OLED panel, and it makes the artwork
That's an Xbox.
look far more realistic in my opinion. Samsung's new moving style monitors are also here, which is the first time I got to see it in person, and this is the company's take on the popular Stand By Me displays from LG. And
that's an Xbox too.
These are designed to move easily throughout the home. It can detach from the base, and it's just...
Why am I moving my television? There's very specific reasons I would move a television. Hey, you know what? This would be really easy for people to remove it from their bedroom.
A really great multi-device experience achieved through, again,
LAN parties. Yeah, that's good.
Really good ecosystem integration. There's also a new all-in-one soundbar that features true 7.1.2 channel all-in-one sound, delivering some great powerful sound in a compact design. The all-in-one soundbar delivers immersive audio featuring a total of 13 built-in speaker units in a sleek, elegant body. No more need for multiple speakers throughout your home or a big woofer. This thing honestly filled up the entire room during the test, and it was truly incredible to listen to. Samsung started taking its transparent display tech to the next level.
That's an Xbox. Look at Samsung. Look at that. They made a translucent Xbox. Congratulations, Xbox. You're making wonderful feats in the world of technology.
Here, and the new thing that caught my eye was this record player with a pop-up display that had a mix of the transparent tech that we see throughout at the forefront. And it just looks really cool, even if it might be a bit unpractical. Samsung also brought that tight ecosystem integration to the bedroom with the ability to use AI and adjust other devices that might not even be made by Samsung based on your sleeping metrics. So if you're running your Galaxy Watch on your wrist while you're sleeping and your metrics are being read, it can
People want so much data all the time.
Communicate with these participating devices that can automatically adjust things like your AC if you're running too hot, or if the room's getting too dry, it can start to kick on the purifier or humidifier without having to lift a finger. This happens all while you're sleeping, which is really nice.
That watch is also on Xbox. Yeah.
Lastly, we jump over to CES Unveiled, and there were a few interesting items that caught my attention. You probably won't buy these things, but that doesn't mean that they aren't interesting. Like this 4D Falcon massage chair from...
The fuck is that? What is that, Iron Man's chair?
Body Friend. This thing is helping your body wind down and recover from whatever long day you had. I could have used that today. Not only offering massage...
We are literally turning into Wall-E.
Massages, but other health benefits that apparently make you look like you're just walking while laying in this chair. It was kind of wild.
Most things that happen at CES, most people will not buy. They're mostly concepts or failed things that after CES you never see them, or they happen years down the line with the redesign and stuff like that.
This is the O Station, which can recharge your AA or AAA batteries, ensuring that you basically will never run out of these battery types again. Could have used this during Christmas when my kids needed a bunch of these batteries and we either had some that were dead or we just didn't have any in general. And at some point, the amount of money that you will save charging these batteries and never having to buy them again will just...
True, Eclipse. But here's the thing. With a chair like that, let's go back to that for a second. Okay. Most people that need physical therapy, okay, are older people, correct? Old people are on a fixed income for the majority of them. So to get a chair like this in their house, they would have to get, it be covered by insurance or whatnot. And then this thing inside their houses, probably not practical. Even though it's practical for physical therapy, it would probably be better if a business opened up and had a bunch of these things and people came in for physical therapy. And 100%, I see that. But imagine your old grandmother or grandfather in the decor that they have in their house. They probably don't live in a mansion. They probably live in a regular size home. Okay. Where are you putting this? Where are you putting this?
in this chair. It was kind of wild. This is the O station, which can recharge your AA or AAA batteries, ensuring that you basically will never run out of these battery types again. Could have used this during Christmas when my kids needed a bunch of these batteries and we either had some that were dead or we just didn't have any in general. And at some point, the amount of money that you will save charging these batteries and never having to buy them again will just kind of work it.
What's your electric bill? How much do new batteries cost, and how much electricity are you putting back into these things to charge these batteries? Know what the difference is? You know how much you're paying for batteries, and yet, oh look, MSRP retail. It tells you right here, $139.99, $99, and $119.99. Okay. The question is, see, you would out of sight, out of mind. You just put these in there and go, look, magically, they're just getting recharged. And then you look at your electric bill and you're like, why is our electric bill so much higher? Because you're charging all of these things, right?
Itself out and make it worth it for you in the long run. Another cool thing that caught my attention that I absolutely need for my office is the Libernovo Omni desk chair, which is pitched as the world's first dynamic ergonomic chair that actually moves with you instead of locking you into a static position. So rather than forcing your body to adapt to a traditional office seat, the Omni uses a bionic flex fit backrest.
Best thing I've ever done. Best thing I've ever done. Standing. I've been standing now for 2 years. Okay? 2 years I've been standing. Best thing I've ever done. When I sit down in my chair, and I have a nice chair, okay? Just to play video games and whatnot for an hour or two, I stand up. I am so stiff. Okay? When I'm done standing here after 2 hours, I feel like a fucking $1 million. Okay? I'm not tired. My energy level's up higher. Okay? So much better. Okay? So much better standing. Right? I could work. Right? When I edit or I do stuff, stand. Right? Because sitting, actually, I stand up, I feel like shit. I'm like, I'm sore. I am not sore at all. Now, obviously, when I first started doing this, it hurt. Okay, because obviously you're not used to standing like this. Okay, but now, months and months later, 2 years now, I feel like $1 million.
With multiple precision joints and adaptive panels that follow your spine's natural curve. Basically, you sit down and the chair will automatically adjust to your body shape, giving you that perfect fit and comfort. Belkin has a few new charging accessories for your iPhone and tablet.
Oh, and by the way, I had like sciatica problems, lower back issues. Okay. I don't have that problem anymore. Right? I've built up. Well, now my back doesn't hurt. Right? I don't have a sore back anymore.
And even a new Nintendo Switch 2 charging case, which caught my attention. The lineup includes new Qi 2 and 2.2 wireless chargers, magnetic power banks, and high-capacity batteries, and other USB-C productivity accessories with an emphasis on higher charging speeds, modular designs, and broader device compatibility. Another cool product that I saw here is the Hover Air Drone, a compact, ultra-portable flying camera.
This blows my mind. Drones in the last 15 to 20 years have completely blown my mind. Okay? Because I had to get a license. When I worked in the film industry, I had to go to courses, learn to fly the drones because they didn't fly themselves. They didn't hover by themselves. We had control of the entire thing. Now, a 5-year-old can pull one of these things out of the box and run it like a goddamn professional. Okay? It's absolutely amazing. It's mind-blowing. Okay? And it's super cool.
That uses enclosed rotor tech that makes it safe to fly indoors, and it just follows you around while delivering smooth, jitter-free footage. This thing was literally following multiple people around and was easy to land at any point by just sticking your hand out and it'll land right in your hands.
I might get one of these just to do some video around the property, right? Like, this right here, obviously the audio quality would be a little weird, be hard to hear because if you hear the but if you have a microphone on you and you're pretty far away from it, but it's still videotaping you, you wouldn't really hear that noise because it could cut it out, just like it does all the wind noise and stuff like that. So you have your own personal cameraman following you around, this is going to get out of hand for people that you couldn't do this at like a theme park and stuff like that. But you would see this happening where people are just being followed around a camera the entire time.
The Withings Body Scan 2 is a next-generation smart scale from Withings that goes far beyond basic weight tracking. It measures detail.
30 probably needed the child license, the modern part of 107 drone license. When we start, I don't know how it is anymore in the industry, Aku. We had to get clearance to fly the drone. We had to call, all the stuff. Now people just fucking just throw them up in the air. They don't call anybody. They don't ask for, like, there's a whole app that you had to look into to see what the frequencies were. If clearance, if you're by an airport or not by an airport. Now people just throwing it up in the air. They don't even care about the neighbors or anything like that. There's a lot of rules still, but people don't follow those things. They just take their drone, throw it up in the air, and take some cool shots. The end.
Body composition like fat, muscle, and water percentages, while also introducing deeper health insights such as vascular age, nerve health, and so much more. It's paired with a clean and easy to understand app, and it gives you a clearer picture of your overall health and how it's trending over time, making it a really powerful tool for anyone who wants to track meaningful health metrics and not just a single number on the scale. And lastly, there were tons of
this fucking thing again.
AI companion robots and things, and one that caught my attention was the Tombot dog here that is a lifelike robotic pet designed to deliver real emotional support without the stress of traditional pet care. Its expressive eyes, natural movements, and responsive behaviors make it feel like it's genuinely alive. And that's it for day one of CES 2026.
Amazing. Amazing. So there'll be another one tomorrow. We'll probably watch one Monday because on Thursday and Friday they also have stuff that's happening. So while we're live, it's going on, and they won't post it till like Friday or whatnot. Juby says there's a device out there that also can hijack signals and fly the drone somewhere different than where the person who launched it, if they wanted, and also get blamed when it goes through someone's front window. Yeah, but Juby, taking what you just said there's literally people that can drive around neighborhoods and hack into your Wi-Fi and use your baby monitors and cameras to see what's inside your house. So again, a knife is a knife that you use to cut things, or you can murder somebody with it. So there's always a bad to the good of what the product was made for, and then there's always people trying to take advantage of these things. Roic says, I worked in an architectural firm, and we had the FAA guideline to fly survey drones. Yeah. Altern says, it's not scary at all to have a dog that also interacts like a real dog. I think specifically for that specific dog, if you had, again, this would be for like older people that are lonely, that are not maybe mobile anymore. People don't visit them, but they can't take care of a real dog, and they want something like that for like a companion type of thing. I see things like that working for specific situations, but a mass audience for these things, I do not see. I guess, are they sending fines to people in the mail? The dog is excellent for kids with special needs or old folks, I think, honestly. Yeah. Anything like that. Like, for instance, the dog looks much more better than this thing. Hold on. Let me go back to this.
Of course, it's kind of...
Right? I think this is creepy. I don't think this is as creepy, right? Obviously, a dog probably doesn't cost as much as this thing to buy, right? Tombot here probably costs a couple grand, where obviously dogs also cost a lot of money with shots and things like that. But what I'm saying is, let's say a kid wanted a dog, but you don't know if they could take care of a dog. Maybe if you could rent something like this, right? Bring it into the house and see how they treat the animal and stuff like that. Maybe adoption places. And when someone wants to adopt a pet, they're like, hey, here's a dog that you could take home, right? It keeps track of if you fed it virtually type of stuff. If you take it on walks, or when you would pick it up and take it with you, right? Sort of like a home economic class did when you had to, you partnered up with someone, you had to take care of the egg or whatever, right? something like this for adoption centers or things like that, I see could work really well in real life. Okay. But to purchase this as a toy for your kid, probably not, what's it called? Affordable in many ways, unless you're like the 1%ers that have millions of dollars that you can purchase a robot like this, right? Like stuff like that. I can see stuff like this being implemented in certain areas of the world, right? Sums it up, works better on paper. No, I'm being serious. Like this could work for people, kids with autism, okay, that just can't work with an actual real animal, even though real animals are great for kids with autism, okay? But people with disabilities, old people that are lonely or whatnot, and you want to have this in there to keep them company or have something that because some people, like my great aunt, she went basically crazy, right? So she didn't go out much. People didn't visit her much, right? But maybe this would help her or would have helped her. Okay. Like there's a bunch of different things that this is used for. And I don't think this is used to sell like to the masses. You're not going to see this in Target. You know what I mean? But again, I think that a thing like this would work better than something like this. This to me is a knick-knack that you put in your house and you don't ever touch. It's like, it's cool for a day, a weekend, maybe a week, and then you never touch this again. This I see implemented better in the world. Let's see. Yeah, viability for adoption centers and stuff like that. Tom Boyd site apparently good for people. Yeah, 100% approved from BBC. I think it's great for kids with special needs because it also takes the weight off the parents, also taking care of a real pup. Right, but also it all depends on how much it is, right? Let's say you pay $10,000 for this and then your kid fucking throws it down the stairs and it breaks. It's a little different stress in a different way. Yeah, you know what I mean? Like the baby they had, you take home in high school. Yeah, right? They stopped doing that years ago, Mo. They only gave us an egg, you know? So like take this egg home and see if you can, and you have to give it to your partner. Right? Your insurance would cover this. Something along the lines of that. Couldn't see a price, you have to apply for one. Yeah, because it's probably really expensive. And I guarantee you if you apply for one, you probably have to have something for insurance. That's what a lot of these things are. You don't understand how many conventions I went to back in the day because we would have to videotape stuff and all the products I saw that never ever made it to the light of day to the public. There was some crazy ass things. Some of the stuff I saw is implemented in other technology now. Justin Up says, I didn't know there was pet insurance until a few years ago. Pets are expensive. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I know somebody that they wanted to get a, what type of dog is it? It's like a sheepadoodle. I think it's a sheepadoodle. And obviously, if you're in the dog market, you know about purebreds or not purebreds, mutt or whatever, people or breeders, they spent so much money on this dog. So much money on this dog. The dog, because you don't know what problems they're going to have, okay? So they spent upwards to almost $2,000, I think, to purchase this dog. I don't know the exact numbers, but it was high up there. They had the dog for a year and a half, and about a year in, it started having seizures or whatnot, and then obviously it died. And they didn't have an insurance policy on the dog because they didn't know the dog was going to have seizures. So now they went back. It's about a year and a half after that one passed, and they wanted to get another dog. So now, because they lost the other dog and they spent a lot of money on the dog, that's not including the shots and all the other things that they had. That's just buying the dog. They went back to the breeder because they're like, oh, well, if you got the insurance policy and you also use this food that they also sell you because they want to make money off of that as well, okay, they would have insured them. But because they didn't buy the food from them and they had seizures, they said it was because of the food and whatnot. It's this big whole fucking like, I don't know if you want to call it a scam or whatever you want to call it, but yeah, there's insurance on everything. So now they got a new dog, right? And God knows how much they paid for that one and how much they had to pay for insurance and everything else, right? It's insane. It's insane. Sweat says, I think the Luke's face, you can't put a price on that, 30. A sheepoo and even a joke. It's also a loopy. Yeah, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. That's a scam? Of course it is. But how are you going to tell little Timmy and little Jane that you're going to take their dog away from them, Aku? Daddy, I really like this dog. Oh, look, he likes me. Okay, here's some money for it. You'll know when you have kids. What'd you drop in Discord? Oh, look at that. Look at the cutie. What a cute little, what's it called? Sheepoo? Winston? We'll take the privates out. Look at the doggy. Look at the doggy. How can you say no to that? How can you say no to that? Come on now. Altern says, joke's on you. I'm never having kids. Fairly Lights was at some CES show over a decade ago. It's basically a flying hologram that can also make sounds like a Tesla coil do. But these fairy lights do it in the open air in 3 dimension. Yeah, I've talked about the story, Juby. I don't know if you were here before. In 2006, I saw a 3D television that was curved. Okay, it was curved, no glasses, 3D TV. We went to Philadelphia to learn about the new 3D cameras that they use for like Superman and stuff like that, for IMAX theaters and stuff like that, for Avatar. And they filmed a football game, a professional football game in 3D. Okay. And there was about 15 of us, and we were all sitting or standing and sitting around this television set. And when you stood up, okay, it was put on the 50-yard line. Okay, it was put on the 50-yard line. And when you walked around the television set, like if you walked to the left side or you walked to the right side, you would start to see around. So imagine the players on the 50-yard line, okay? And the play's happening. If you walked this way, you would see behind the offensive line, right? You would see, like, you wouldn't see him in a line. You would see him off kilter type of thing, right? And then the same with the other side with no glasses, 3D, okay? I've never seen that technology outside of what we that day, okay? Never seen that in the public, okay? There's tons of stuff that happens decades, okay? I saw stuff when I worked for some clients, I'll say, that I signed NDAs that I can't say, that technology that I still have not seen to the public today. Eclipse says, yeah, I'm pretty sure sterile, and I also haven't got tested for it, but also with someone over 8 years, and they've never gotten pregnant every year after a broke up, they're pregnant without someone else. I mean, you might be. There's a lot of issues with a lot of people now. The foods they eat are stopping people, and then other things that don't stop people, they have complications with the kids. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. A lot of stuff that goes on. That's why people are like, if you have a healthy kid, man, God bless you. All right. All right, it's 12:30. We'll be back tonight. Sarge, are you here? Sarge, are you still here? Oh, the fertility industry is huge. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I know people that have been trying for years and years that couldn't get it, and then they did. And then they had twins, which they didn't want twins, but you don't get the pick. You don't get the pick. If you want to pick, adopt. There's plenty of kids out there with no families that you can adopt. At one point, we were thinking about adopting. Unless you give one of the twins in adoption, that would be awful, which people do. That'd be awful. That'd be awful. You hear the stories all the time. You ever see that video of the two guys were talking and they're like, why is my girlfriend there? And like, what do you mean? This is whatever. Like, no, that's my girlfriend. What are you doing there? And then all of a sudden he's like, no. And they actually met. So two separate twins, two people were talking on the internet, and he was dating one and this one was dating the other. And this one didn't know about this one. They were separated at birth. And yet they found each other, and the two people that were friends were dating them, and they were like states away or whatever. Like what in the world? That is if you believe in, like, I don't even know the word I'm looking for. What's the word I'm looking for? Like, they were attracted to each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, they didn't know they were there, but the universe was pulling them together. Because what are the odds that two people online that knew each other from playing video games or whatever would talk to each other, and then this one would see what he thought was his girlfriend, and then so on. Like, yeah, universal attraction, law of attraction, yeah, right? Like, that's great. That's crazy. Yeah, at the atom level, I don't know, but that's crazy to think about, where you didn't know about your twin, but the universe was like, we're gonna put you guys together. So then there was another story of not identical twins. It was a boy and a girl. They were twins, separated at birth, and they met each other, but they didn't know they knew each other. Right? They didn't know they were brother and sister, and they started dating, and they had so much in common. God knows what they've done. Right? But then they found out they were brother and sister. Like, what? And they met online. Serendipity. There you go. That's what it's called. Sarge, do you want to try Destiny 1 tonight on stream when we do Shooting the Shit with Sarge? If that's traumatic, it's traumatic after they find out they're brother and sister. Imagine you found your soulmate, which you did, because it's your twin, right? They're connected like closer than anybody else, but then they find out that they're actually, because they're not identical twins. You know what I mean? They didn't know. That's gotta suck. That's when you think the universe is against you. You're like, of course I find somebody and I'm related to them. Have to find the disc? All right. Well, if Sarge finds the disc, we'll play some Destiny 1 this evening over on our main channel, or our gaming channel, 30 and Still Gaming. So if you guys want to come out, we're just going to hang out, shoot this shit inside of Destiny 1. Haven't played it since 2016. So if you guys want to come by, as long as Sarge finds the disc, that's what we'll be playing this evening. You guys have a great rest of your day. I appreciate everyone coming out and hanging out with us this afternoon. If you like it, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. We do this Monday through Thursday from 10 o'clock in the morning till noon Eastern. If you'd like to go above and beyond that, become a member as little as $5. Appreciate it, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.
But every time I pull the trigger, it's like ghosts in the smoke. No suppression, no pressure, this ain't the old code. Grinding all night for that scope I need. But every upgrade feels like I'm planting seeds in concrete. Yeah, Battlefield's back, but fix it, please. Hey, hey. Battlefield's right, hey, hey. But fix it, please. Hit detections while bring it to its knees. Maps look good, but don't play right. Every flank turns into a fire with light. Still we're storming through the fire and steel. Cause damn, it finally feels real. Battlefield's back, but fix it, please. Smooth launch, yeah, I can't believe my eyes. Call of Duty players jumping in, switching sides. Jet flybys, tanks on parade. But these spawn points got me feeling betrayed. I want that chaos, that old school thrill. Not running 10 miles just to die on a hill. So patch it up, guys, we know you can. Don't lose your soul to the same old plan. Yeah, Battlefield's back, but fix it, please. Battlefield's back, but fix it, please. Hit detections while bring it to his knees. Maps look good, but don't play right. Every flank turns into a fire with light. Still we're storming through the fire and steel. Cause damn, it finally feels real. Battlefield's back, but fix it, please. Battlefield's back, but fix it, please. Now they're talking about a BR mode. Dropping in hot, another heavy load. We've seen it done, we've seen it fail. Don't chase the trend, stay on the rail. Keep it Battlefield, large scale fights. Don't trade the war for battle lights. We want squads, not loot box dreams. Stay true to the chaos, not stream of memes. From 2D 42 scars we rise. Learn the pain, now we're wise. Portals back, but man it's a chore. Gotta dig through the trash to find the goal we adore. So here's to the soldiers, the fans.